What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the reunion of Final Fantasy VII Remake podcast. I am your host, Kairosis, and joining me again today is my incredible co-host, Vyzz. How are you doing, Vyzz?
Hello, Kai. I'm good. I'm great, to be honest. This game is just making my day much, much better. How about you?
That's so awesome. Yeah, same. Just been enjoying playing this game and trying to relax as much as possible and enjoy, the playthrough of the game. And we waited so long for this game,
Oh, yeah.
so I've been trying to stretch it out more than just sitting down and trying to finish the game in one or two playthroughs. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've just been really enjoying it so far. And yeah. So if you didn't already know Vyzz, he is the creator of the Cosmo Canyon Observatory YouTube channel, and he does incredibly detailed analysis videos on pretty much everything that we get for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So Vyzz, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
All right. So in general, it's, as you said, analysis on as many videos and footage and screenshots we get. I didn't cover the few latest ones because those were too spoilery, and I didn't really have time anyway. But currently, I'm, as you are doing too, I'm playing through the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm at the end of Chapter 4 right now. And I'm uploading one episode a day, which is around 1 hour long. But I'm recording like 4 or 5 episodes a day, so I can go through the game much more quickly and can be spoiler-free, so to speak, when I finish, I hope in a week or so. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because I'm really taking my time there. I check everything. I listen to all the NPCs. I'm trying to find everything, all side quests and stuff. So it will be a long ride.
Yeah.
And I also plan to release some highlights videos, like 15 to 20 minutes per episode, starting sometime next week, probably at the end of next week. And it all depends on the capacities of my editor. But yeah, those will be on my main channel. The full playthroughs are on my second channel called Cosmo Canyon Universe. And yeah, but after I finish the main playthrough, I think I'll start taking notes of all the things I want to analyze and discuss, and then gradually go back to analysis and discussion videos. But which ones I'll cover first, those will be taken care of my patrons, like the priority list. So
right.
And yeah, that's about it. Also, I also already started posting some stuff and cool Easter eggs I found on Twitter. Today was a post about some cool posters with some references.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah, fun facts might return. Depends on my helpers, my community, because I don't have time to research all those fun facts and put them together. So I have a few that help me with that. I'm really grateful for that. But that's about it for the update from my channel and community. Yeah, I'm really glad I started this thing. It's really great experience.
Well, we're so appreciative of everything that you're doing for the Final Fantasy VII Remake community and all the content that you've been creating, and also, coming on the podcast and talking about that as well. And I know how much time and effort goes into creating all the content that you're creating, and for you to come here and then also be on the podcast, it's a lot, but I really do appreciate that. So thanks so much. And if you guys want to check out Vyzz's stuff, so you want to check out Cosmo Canyon Observatory on YouTube, and also he does have a Twitter account, like you said, so it's at @CC_observatory. So I just want to go ahead and shout out to everybody that's listened and subscribed to the podcast so far. We're both super appreciative of everybody that's been there, supporting us and listening to every episode pretty much since the beginning. And I just want to go ahead and let everybody know that the best way to support us is to leave us a review on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to your podcasts. So what it does is it helps us jump to the top of the search results so that people can find us quicker. And that does promote the podcast. So it helps people, just spread the word about the podcast and get our name out there. All right, guys. So for today, Vyzz and I have decided to do this episode kind of in two parts. So the first part, we will be having a non-spoiler discussion about our thoughts and opinions about the game, kind of our first impressions with the game. The second part, we will be having a spoiler talk about everything that we've seen up until the end of chapter 4, which is where Vyzz is currently in the game. So we won't be going past that. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about my first impressions on the game. So here's my spoiler free first impression. So I'm really loving this game so far. It's amazing, it's incredible, and it's emotional. Like, when I actually got the game, I got the game early actually. I got it on, I think, last Monday. I've almost had it for a week now. I got my first class edition early. So I was playing it. I played it immediately. But I've kind of been, like I said, I haven't been playing every day because I've just been trying to stretch this game out as long as possible, basically. I don't really want to finish it in 1 or 2 or 3 sittings, basically. I just want to kind of sit down and take it all in and enjoy the playthrough and kind of explore everywhere that I possibly can in the game and just kind of take it all in. So when I, opened the game and I put it in, it was super emotional just seeing the title screen and hearing the music, and just brought me back to when I was young and I was kind of sitting there. It was kind of surreal. Like, I couldn't believe that this was actually happening, that we actually have this game. It's real and it's a real thing. I'm holding it in my hands. And so I've just been really enjoying it so far. I love what they're doing with the story. I love that they are fleshing out these characters more. We're getting more time with these characters. And they did a really good job respecting the original game where, having the slums, for example, like the Sector 7 slums, the way that they're laid out, they've changed it obviously a little bit to fit more like modern games, and it's a 3D rendered environment now. So some of the things had to change and they've added some things, but I just love what they're doing. And I love the additions to the environments, and also just like going on and talking about like the NPCs, for example. They really did try hard to populate the environments to make sure that basically it's a living, breathing environment, right? With like a living, breathing community with more NPCs, and they are having side discussions when you're like walking past them, and you can listen to everything they're saying. And I've been going up to every NPC group pretty much in the entire game just to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Just taking the time out to go and do that, and when you first load up the game and you play it, it does have like default settings. So I did have to go in and I actually turned off the script, like the subtitles for the NPC characters, because I found it distracting, because it was showing up as you would walk by somebody. It would show their conversation in text, but on the left hand side of the screen. I ended up turning that off because I felt like it was too much. Like, it was constantly wanted my attention to kind of go there and look there. So I felt like I couldn't just enjoy what I was looking at on the screen, like the environment. I was reading the text. So I did go and I turned that off, and it's been better since I turned it off, because now I can just kind of go up to whatever group I want whenever I want to listen. It's not just auto-populating what I'm hearing when I'm walking around the people, you know what I mean? The music is just insanely good. Like, I'm further than you in the game, and just the tracks that I'm hearing are just incredible. And it's kind of like how I remembered them, but they've updated them. But I appreciate the changes that they've made to some of the songs. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just amazing. Like, I just love the music so much. I do feel like they did leave a lot of the quirkiness of the original as well. Like, the awkwardness, it's still there, but they've updated it more so that it feels like it's not out of place and kind of awkward. Like, it's still awkward, but it's just more fluid.
It fits the characters,
I guess. Yeah, exactly. And the voice acting is amazing for the main characters as well. Like Tifa, I mean, we've talked about this in previous episodes as well, but I just feel like Tifa's voice is just so good. Like, it's kind of like how I remembered her in my mind when I played the original, but the original didn't have any voice acting. So it's such a weird experience. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but it's like, that's how I heard her talk in my mind. It's just that her voice matches so much. Like, and Cloud too. I
Oh
mean, they
yeah,
all do. They all
they're
do.
perfect.
Exactly. And Aerith is supposed to be more like, I guess, girly girl kind of character because Tifa's not. She is, but she's more like
More
tough
mature a
and
little, yeah.
she's more mature, like she'll dish it out more.
Mm.
And I feel like Aerith is also a little bit more innocent because she's been sheltered her whole
Yeah.
life. She's been sheltered. She's a little bit naive and she's a little
Mm.
bit more like not it's yeah like immature, but she's also a little girly, and I love that about her. And they did pick a good voice for that, you know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
very
Like
true. Yeah,
Brianna White, like
yeah.
she has a really great voice for that type of character. So I really think that they did an amazing job with the voice work. And yeah, I just love being in this world and experiencing it again, and any excuse for me to go back there and is just incredible.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I'm loving it so much. I have some gripes with some of the things, like I'm not really going to get into this a lot because we are going to be having a complete spoiler cast episode in a few weeks where we're going to deep dive into like pretty much all of this
Yeah.
stuff. But some of the textures on the environments, like obviously the internet just kind of exploded where people were like, oh, the graphics are bad, and people are like bashing it and stuff. And some of the environments could look better, and I totally agree. Some of the choices as well, like I'm kind of thinking, like, for example, the shopkeepers, like when the camera has to zoom in and you get to see the environment that's like, behind the shopkeeper, like the shopkeeper character model looks really good, but like what about the signs and the stuff that's just on the shelf behind? It just looks really pixelated, and I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, at least for that, just make sure that those textures are as good as possible. I can understand in some of the environments in the slums where they have like old rusted out cars and tires and junk and trash and stuff just thrown on the side, you know, that's fine. Like obviously they're going to have to change some of those things as well because of limitations of the hardware and everything. So I totally understand that, but some of the things is kind of like like I don't know. I I heard that there's supposed to be a patch coming that's going to fix this stuff. So I don't know if they went in after and they were like, "Oh crap, we forgot to polish this" or something, or they ran out of time. I don't know, but
Uh,
there is no patch yet, from what I know, because I've checked. I've tried updating the game like every day that I open it up to play it, and there's no updates for it. So
yeah, it would tell you if there's an update anyway, but when you start it, so that's you wouldn't miss it. But the textures, I've also listed those, and let me shortly chime in here. There are so
hmm
many textures, and I think it's either a bug, either they screwed up performance settings,
oh
or
okay.
maybe completely forgot to include the the high resolution textures, or the LOD filter, LOD settings are screwed up. Something is gone wrong. I have no idea what. I also haven't looked up online because I'm currently in complete lockdown mode. I don't want to
Yeah,
accidentally
so
see
am I.
anything. So maybe there is some information out there already. I don't know, but I really don't understand it because in some trailers, some of the posters have been shown in way higher resolution than here.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I don't
totally agree
get.
with
Yeah,
you.
it's really weird.
But some of the posters, though, too, are high resolution, but
Yeah,
then the rest of the environments aren't.
yeah.
So it's like, why would they spend all of this time to make that one Loveless poster super high definition? And it's just
Yeah.
on this, like, there's one Loveless poster that's behind one of the shopkeepers, and it looks so good.
Mm,
And then the rest of it looks so pixelated. And I'm like, it's like they just, I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's just a bug or
mm,
something. Like it has to be.
has to be.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Unless they were just they just ran out of time and they were like, meh, we'll just put it in a patch. But I just can't see them doing that. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm like you. I looked online a little bit, but I didn't want to be spoiled. So apparently, somebody that reviewed the game said that there's a patch coming. So anyway, it's not released yet. We don't know, but I thought it was, like you said, a texture pop issue. But I'm using an SSD and my PS4 Pro, and I formatted it before,
Mm,
and I installed everything, like, and I'm still having the same problem that everybody else is having. So
yeah.
it's like the textures haven't popped in. It's like you're
Yeah.
waiting for them to pop in. You know what I
Some
mean?
some do, especially there's a shop that's not opened yet because it's renovated. by the guy that stands on a ladder and paints stuff. It's something
Right.
about food. I forget how it's called. But this whole facade and the text was once pixelated, and then I waited like 2 seconds or something, and then it loaded in. So this one was there,
Oh,
but
okay.
other instances, nah. Most signs in the Sector 7 slums, like on the food stalls and stuff, and in the item shop, for example, those are all
Yeah.
very low res, and you see that it's a low res version of it. It doesn't make sense that this is the only version that exists. So in order to create those, they would have to paint them in some graphical program, for example,
Right, that's
Photoshop,
true.
and then just export or
Add
save.
layers and layers.
Yes, save the whole image and then create LOD versions of it, like different resolution versions for the LOD filter, how it's called, level of detail. So,
I mean, I'm playing it in 4K on my 4K TV,
Same.
so I just assumed that it was because it's such high
Nah.
resolution.
it's not because of that.
Anyway, other than that, I mean, some of the NPCs as well, like the main party looks incredible.
Yeah.
Most of the game looks incredible. It's just sometimes when you have an NPC and you're trying to take like a side quest from them and they just I mean, Final Fantasy games, since they've went like this 3D model, some of the NPCs are just awkward anyway. Like they're very robotic moving, and I think that they look the most natural than they've looked before.
Oh, yeah.
And 15 did a good job with this as well. But I felt like 15, like some of the NPCs, the textures on their face and stuff look better than in this game. But I think it's just a texture issue, like you said.
Okay.
But
Because
a lot of them do look great, but they do look a little awkward when they're talking, and the lip syncing of some of them too. I'm like, like it's iffy, but it's fine. Like, I mean, I just gave it a pass. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
that's not gonna make me not play this game and not enjoy it. I just, I love it. I love it so much already. It's just the little tiny things that I'm seeing, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of strange.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I
is,
mean?
yeah.
Like, but
yeah, the NPCs, some of the
Yeah.
NPCs, I noticed that during gameplay and not in a pre-recorded cutscene. I mean, not pre-rendered, but pre-recorded. That's completely fixed. Those models are perfect. But in normal, like in gameplay, whereas sometimes I think you can still turn the camera, even the clouds and Tifa's lip movement aren't as good because there's
Yes.
the models, the 3D models, are also lower resolution.
right.
But that doesn't really matter because mostly they're not too close to the camera anyway. Same for the NPCs. But if an NPC is close to camera, for example, no, we're still in non-spoiler territory. Can't say anything yet. But
Yeah.
some of them, they look still pretty good, even if they're not
Yeah.
really essential anyway.
No, I agree with you. And I mean, they've put a lot of NPCs in this game.
yeah.
In 15, there was like barely any.
Yeah.
There were only a few.
Mm.
So if you're putting that many in, like it's going to take away from the processing power
Yeah.
that you're going to have to create, like for the console to load all of these crazy, HD textures and everything and 4K textures. And I totally understand. And it's totally fine. It's just a few things. That's all that I noticed.
Yeah.
That was a little strange.
There are two instances of a 3D model that was also kind of strange. Like there's a motorbike some guys are working on. The textures are just completely blurred. Like
Yes.
it looks really weird. And some doors on an apartment block, they look also extremely
Yeah, I was
blurred
gonna
out.
say
Yeah,
that
this is so strange.
next. It's like most of the doors, but you're right. It's there. It's just the doors I've noticed because sometimes too there's cutscenes where there's doors and they're opening doors and stuff, and it's zooming in, like focusing, and you can just see that it's just
a blurry mess.
blurred out,
Yeah.
pixelated textures in the background, and the doorknobs too.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
like no aliasing. There's no anti-aliasing on the doorknob, so the doorknob looks like a hexagon.
Oh, right,
but it's
yeah.
supposed to be a circle. And I don't know. Maybe they've just design choice. They're like all the doorknobs are going to be hexagons or octagons
Yeah.
instead of. But I mean, like, these are very small things, okay? I'm just since we're talking about it. So another thing going on that kind of a little gripe is that the summons are at max materia growth, I guess, like that
All right,
that I've
yeah.
gotten. So I mean, like, the DLC summons too. Like the DLC summons that you get. I probably shouldn't have said this because it's probably a spoiler, but anyway, it's just like that's a choice that they made. So anyway,
Yeah,
I just miss it from the original. How
yeah, that's true. But the original ones, they had levels for how many times you could summon them in battle, and this doesn't apply anymore anyway, so it doesn't
that's
really
true.
matter.
That's
so they
true.
probably opted for.
But in the original, though, when you max it out, it basically gives birth to another one.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is what I am like mostly in the original when I played it. I had so many master materials because I just leveled up the materials so far that they all had baby materials, and then I leveled up the baby materials. Yeah. So everybody in my party had master materials, like everybody by the end of the original.
Yeah, of course,
yeah. We were talking about NPC, but the speech volume for the NPCs, I'm like, why is it so loud all the time? Like, it's like they didn't know to change the volume. Like some of the I'm just like, it's just loud.
I didn't notice that as much. They weren't really loud. What was bothering me is one time you're following someone through the street, and then in this instance there's much more chatter than usual, and this person walking before you talks, and all the NPCs around talk. It's this complete talking mess. It can't really focus on anything. That's a little bit of a shame. This focus lost. It's also only in those instances when you're just walking around. There are not as many NPCs talking usually. It's just I think those the NPCs standing around when you're following someone, they have in this instance a special dialogue that only plays when you're walking through the street with that specific person. This is probably why they're talking much more. So that's my guess. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I think it wasn't distracting. Well, it is distracting if let's say for a Let's Player like me right now, it's problematic when I'm standing amidst some NPCs and would try to talk to the audience, and I hear some other NPCs talking constantly in my ear. It's very distracting. But for normal players, I don't think it's that much of a problem.
Yeah, I'm playing with surround sound on, like, because I play in my living room and I have a surround sound system. So whenever I'm walking around, I'm just hearing them talk around me. So maybe that's why it's so loud. I actually had to turn down my surround sound speakers, like my satellite speakers that are behind me, because if I would walk by the NPCs, it would go behind me, and then I'm sitting on the couch, so their speech volume would be really loud.
Yeah, true.
And you can only turn down, like in options in the menu, you can't turn down just NPC speech volume.
Only voice.
You can turn down all of the volume for everything.
Like all the voices?
Yeah. Sound effects, it's music, sound effects, and what else?
Voice.
Speech or voice, voice. Yeah, so it's going to turn down all the voices. I don't want that. But I think that all of these things that we've talked about can be fixed in a patch. I hope that they do go back and fix it, because I think it's just a bug, or it's a mistake, or they just ran out of time to fix this. I'm not sure.
Something like that,
but yeah, it just pulls you out of the game a little bit, because
especially the textures.
That's pretty much it. But
I'm pretty sure this will be fixed soon.
Other than that, I mean, I hope they do fix the textures. I'm going to go back and play this game multiple times
for sure.
Anyway. So after they patch it, I'll hopefully go back and play it again and see, but that's just such a small thing. And I've played other games that look terrible that I've still enjoyed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
graphics is not all.
Exactly. And also going back to the original, like, it's so hard to play the original. I love it, but it is hard to play it since, we've been in this whole HD situation, like, I don't even know, a generation for so long, I guess. Like, we get to see everything so clear on our screens, and then going back and playing the original, like, it's pretty, I don't know, it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to go back because we've been spoiled so much, but these are just small things, but overall, I'm super happy with it. a lot of the things that we talked about that we thought we were getting, we got, and
Hmm.
also they were the way that we said they were going to be. So
Yeah, I'm really
that's
glad.
mostly because of you.
Thank
That's
you.
mostly because of you and your incredible, incredible analysis skills that you have and putting a magnifying glass up to everything. So
Only one magnifying glass? Three. How
no.
is it? Oh well. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, you're zooming at 3000 x like zoom
Yeah,
on your
exactly.
screen.
1 pixel is like 1 square kilometer or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
No.
So, what did you think? I know that we talked a lot about my first impressions. So, what about your first impressions on the game?
There are a lot, but like one word is just amazing. Like
Hmm.
we bashed it on the game a lot just before for like 5 to 10 minutes, but this is in the grand scheme of things, that's probably 2 or 3%. The rest is just baffling in a good sense. It's it really makes you feel things in several instances. It's yeah, if you will watch my playthrough, like a half an hour ago, the third episode went live. I schedule my uploads always to 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time or summertime,
Yeah.
and yeah, in this third episode, I meet Aerith for the first time, and her theme is just, I melted like a cheese on a burger. It was
Yeah.
so yeah, it really
So
makes
did
you feel
I.
things, and they really flesh out so much. It's incredible. In the spoiler section, I'll give a few examples, but it's extremely fleshed out. It's not just, oh, we run through pre-rendered background, talk to a few NPCs, and then you're done, and the next part. No, it's just, yeah, it's
Hmm.
extremely detailed. It's also very diverse. It's not just running through somewhere, do some battles, one cutscene, run somewhere, do some battles, cutscene. It's it's really, it's changing up things each time. It's I think very good balanced between exploration, listening to NPCs, um, normal interactions with characters, new stuff, actions, action and battles and
Hmm.
everything. It's pretty cool, pretty well made, I think. So far, at least. I'm only at the end of chapter 4, and there will be a lot more to come. So maybe things
Hmm.
will change, but so far it's pretty cool. Even when the
Yeah.
side quests start, it's not really getting any. I didn't feel bored yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, and also didn't feel like grinding. There is a little bit of shortage of skill sometimes, but that's, I think it was in the original as well, because I played through the original Midgar just 1 day before the game released on the
Yes.
9th.
Yeah.
And even when reaching Wall Market, I didn't really grind anything. It just sped through,
Yeah.
and I couldn't I couldn't buy all the armors and weapons in Wall Market. So I even had to do like 2 or 3 battles to have enough money to get all the things for all the dresses. So for the dress.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of the same. So if you don't grind, you can't just buy everything, which is good.
Yeah.
And what I also really love is, as far as I can tell, practically everything from the original is still there in some shape or form. Just
Yeah.
modernized and sometimes in another place and happens a little differently or something, but I think it works even better at times. And it's yeah, really well made. And it still feels like Final Fantasy VII. There's the quirkiness is there, the character models, of course, all the events and how it feels, how it's delivered, and just much more detail.
Yeah.
And especially in the slums with the NPCs and stuff, you feel the world. It's not just you run around a pre-rendered background anymore. You're in it. You feel it. It feels like a real place. And the NPC interaction, even those are all pretty cool too. And there's so much going on. Even all the NPC chatter is contributing heavily to lore. So
Hmm.
it's you get to know so many nuances and details just by listening to NPCs, and if you miss all that, you really miss out on a lot, I think.
Yeah.
And all those new story and character extensions they did so far, or expansions, I really like them. Even if some things might be considered a retcon, I think, but in the end it still works. It's still the same game, still the same main events so far. But the in-betweens are much more fleshed out, and everything that's added so far, I really like it. And yeah, I mentioned side quests. I think even if they're not as extreme as I've heard the ones in The Witcher 3 are, they contribute to the experience. They feel integrated in the world and in the lore, and help you a little bit with learning how stuff works in the game.
Yeah.
And I also think that not a single section overstayed its welcome. Like, there's a good example in Tales of Berseria, where there's a section where it just run through a pretty huge area. There are just enemies around, a little bit of loot, but nothing else. It's just you run and run and run and fight, and practically nothing happens. Not even those skits, those little dialogues, or barely. And at this point, there was, should I still keep going? And now it's getting really, really boring. And some of the skits also were too long. Of course, they're all skippable, but were too long. So in that game, I had a few parts where they were just too long. But so far in this game, until the end of Chapter 4, I don't think anything is drawn out too much, or too much emphasis on one, or too many side quests or anything. I think they struck a pretty good balance so far.
Yeah.
And yeah, the music, I don't really have any words. It's just, it's phenomenal. Music is practically the greatest thing in this game, I think. But it's also because I am really a music person.
Yeah.
And
same here.
Yeah, it's really great. I think we already talked about the gripes. I had two. There's just one more thing that me, as a completionist and as an explorer in games, it kind of it's bothered me that at some points in the story, when you reach a certain threshold or walk into a certain area, it railroads you into a certain direction, and you can't really move the camera around much. You can't turn back. It's like you're put on rails for maybe a minute or so until it opens up again, or until a cutscene happens. And the thing is, at that point, I didn't want to be railroaded. I wanted to explore a little bit more, but well, I overstepped the threshold, and then I was trapped in that part. But it's not too bad, because after that you can still roam around everywhere. But it's at that point it was bothering me a little. But it's just a minor gripe. It's nothing like game breaking or something. Not in the slightest.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. Some of the sections that I wanted to go explore, but it was like the camera, well, not the camera, sorry, but the game won't let you. Like, it forces you to turn around. And I'm like, no, but I want to go over there.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes,
why can't I go wherever I want?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't even really make sense. Like, I think this was already in the demo, when you're supposed to go down the ladder where Jessie's waiting, and there's a short side path that's for later. But if you go there, she won't let you. But it's like there's just...
She's like, not over there, dum-dum.
Exactly, yeah. And
where are you going?
But the thing is, the side path is like a few meters longer, and nothing is there anyway, so you can't go.
So who cares?
Who cares? Why do you care, Jessie? Just let me be, seriously. But yeah, this is the worst offender. The other ones aren't too bad, because they make sense story-wise. But yeah, as said, it's just a minor gripe.
Yeah.
All right, now we have, I think, a few specific parts that are still spoiler free. So since I'm behind, I'll lead this part of the conversation, and then you can chime in when you want, Kairos.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first for story and events. I think, as mentioned before, they still hold up and are pretty well made and superb, just in modern day standards, like presentation wise. And I also didn't notice any cuts so far. Like there's nothing cut that was in the original, only expansions, which is one of the main reasonings for the multi-part
Yeah.
release. So if they cut stuff out, either it's something minor that doesn't make sense anymore, but in overall, it's just there's nothing really missing. There's one little thing. I hope I remember to mention this in the spoiler part, but I think it makes more sense how things are now, so it's no biggie. As mentioned before, there are some slight retcons, but they're meaningful now, so I can forgive that.
Yeah.
And what I really like is with all the expansions in between, all those little expansions contribute to a build-up that make the main events from the original much more meaningful and much more like you understand the motivations much more and how things work and how everyone got there. It's not just event now there. Oh, it's because Shinra bad, now go there. Of course, that's
exactly.
That's an oversimplification, but it's it's too generalized sometimes and too at just on surface level certain parts in the original, especially Midgar, because it's when playing through Midgar, it's you're so fast through everything, and when playing the remake, you know what you realize what you have been missing, so to speak.
Yeah.
I also already mentioned the side quest, so I will skip that. Now on to the battle system. We already got taste of in the demo, and it really holds up. So it's very fluid and tactical still, and you can't just mash buttons. I tried once and didn't watch my HP and failed. But that's my own bad.
It's like, remember people that were complaining saying that it's too easy and you can just button mash attack
Nope.
and you don't have to like use materia or anything. Like, what is this? What?
No, you can't.
That doesn't make any sense.
You can't just
That
bash.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I've tried too, and you can't do it. So this person doesn't know what they're talking about.
Not really.
Clearly.
Just wanted to bash on the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And I also think that each component of the battle system has meaning and place, and everything meshes very well together, I think. So it's really it feels like a whole package, and each element has a similar weight to it. With all the and everything revolves around ATB and stuff, so it's it feels really good. And all the characters I've played so far feel truly unique. So we'll get to that in the spoiler part.
Yeah.
Also, some enemies are rather tough, I think. There was one in the side quests, which I died against once, but we'll get to that in a minute. But it's, not all the enemies are just cannon fodder. Some are pretty sturdy and hardy beasts, I must say.
I agree with you. So, I mean, some of this, like, we'll talk about this later, but I mean, obviously, if you played the demo, you know, like some of the mono drives and the normal enemies are pretty easy. But the shock troopers are hard.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, like, it depends. They do a lot of damage. Like, you have to make sure you're strategizing and using the right materia, right? And then also assessing them and what are their weaknesses, and making sure that you're a participant, like, in the battle. Like, you're not just
you have to watch the enemy's movement.
I'm sorry, I meant to say you're present in it. You're just not like being taken for a ride through this
exactly
thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a passenger.
No, you're active.
You know, exactly. Like, you have to think about it, and I like that a lot.
That's true. Yeah. Then a few words about traversal. So the original also had a few traversal options, like jumping over a gap or climbing down or up a ladder or something. This game has this too. Also, there's new shimming involved. I don't think it's in the demo. No, in the demo it's not. But there's shortly after the demo ends, there's a cutscene, and then there's a traversal little bit of traversal where you have to shimmy against a wall or pressing yourself through narrow segments. I think they were already shown in the PSX 2015 trailer, like kind of like in Final Fantasy 15 when you have to squeeze through narrow parts and crouch underneath some rubble and stuff. It's kind of the same. And there's no jumping button. Some people complain about that even before the game got released because, well, it's an action game now, so why is there no jump button? Well, the original hadn't a jump button either. So, and in Final Fantasy 15, most of the time it didn't contribute to anything, and it was a jump button and the pickup button also mapped to the same button. So you sometimes wanted to pick up something and you jumped instead. It was really, really grating. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And now X is the menu, triangle is interaction, circle. What is circle anyway? During traversal, I think it doesn't really have any function. But and square is slay or slash with the sword.
I could tell you what circle does in some aspect, but I can't because it's a spoiler.
Oh, okay, I see.
I can't tell you.
right. But maybe circle is mapped too, so that there isn't really a sensible button left to do that. And I don't really understand why you want to jump anyway. Like free jumping, it might be for fun, and maybe it gets you to places faster, but it's not really necessary anyway. The only thing that
maybe for like attacking, I guess people want to feel like they can jump and attack, but even then,
doesn't really need it. It's not needed in my opinion.
It depends. Yeah, I don't think so. It's not a platformer.
No, it's not.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's also not an open world exploration game where you're traversing mountains and you need to jump over one mountain to the other or something like a crevice. Like, I don't know. It's just, I'm fine with it not having a jump as well. Like
it also focuses more on what's important, and it's everything you do and can do is important and can be used in a meaningful way. And if you just can't jump and like 98% of the time you don't really need to jump, it's just there for fun, then I don't think it's needed in a game.
Yeah.
And it also can lead to many bugs if you don't test this extensively. It maybe jump into a wall and then get stuck and stuff. So
that's true.
It's better to keep this out completely if it's not really needed, and then there's less glitches and less bugs and better experience. But there's one thing I have a little bit gripe over, and that's all the interactions. I mean, all the traversal interactions are automated. So you just go against the ladder, and then Cloud starts climbing up or climbing down. And at some places, I didn't want to go there, but I was too close, and then it starts to interact with the ladder. But no, don't want to go there, and then I need to go up again. So I would have welcomed it if there was like still a triangle interaction prompt, even for traversal actions, not just for opening chests or talking to NPCs. I would have preferred that, because then it gives you more agency for the player. You can like execute climbing or jumping when you want, not just when you're getting close to a point. And those interaction points are marked anyway, so you know where they are. And just pressing a button, I think, would feel more natural and more involving.
I've had the opposite happen to me when, like, you're supposed to press triangle, and I just didn't have Cloud angled perfectly in front of something.
Right.
Then the triangle icon didn't show up, and I was like turned here, and then I had to turn around, and then I turned, and then I still couldn't get it, and I was like, oh my god, I had to like run all the way back, turn myself around until I was like right in front of the thing.
Yeah, but I think...
And then I pressed triangle and it worked, but
but
it's fine. It's just...
But that's not really a conceptual error. This is more like a implementation error, something that can be patched out easily.
Yeah, like if they could do that with the camera. Like if they know what my camera is focused on, then they can just show the triangle
Yeah, or just when you're close enough and kind of,
Yeah,
sort of in looking in that direction. It usually works, but in some instances, like
yeah,
talking to Biggs at some point and
yes,
pressing a
yeah,
button at another point was like, come on, please let me just press the thing.
yeah,
But usually it works, so it's not too bad, I guess. All right then. Choices, I can't say much without spoiling, but there are not too many choices. I think there are less than in the original, but when there's a choice, I think it's meaningful. It's not just Cloud answers with something different and everything else happens the same, so to
yeah,
speak. They, I, well, for some choices, I didn't get the result yet, so they're a little bit long-reaching. But yeah, this is something I still need to like figure out if I like it or not, or if it's well executed or not, because I'm just not as far into the game so that I can give
yeah,
an informed opinion on that. But I really hope they get a little bit more numerous as time goes on, and yeah, that they really all have meaningful consequences. In the original, it was kind of different because you had so many interactions were tied to the affection system. Like
yeah,
if you chose this option on that NPC or against towards this character, then affection points went up for this and went down for the other one. And this is, I don't think it's the case right now, especially because there's no gold saucer date to use the affection system for. So they have to, like, each choice has to directly impact something else. But yeah, we'll get into that in the spoiler part.
mm-hmm,
Next, characters and NPCs. Without spoiling, I don't have too much to say, but I think everything is, as said before, extremely fleshed out. Especially, of course, Barrett and Tifa. So far as I can see, I haven't encountered Aerith yet besides this first encounter. And this first encounter was, while very much fleshed out, it's too little to actually make a judgment yet. But the rest of Avalanche, like Jesse, followed by Wedge and then Biggs, have been really, really fleshed out. So they're not just like accessories to the plot, but they're really, really there and involved in things. It's pretty cool. We get some more background about them, which
yeah,
they already teased in some interviews. And yeah, they really delivered, I must say.
yeah,
And I also think that the few
yeah,
NPCs have really nice characteristics, not just random NPCs, but yeah, we'll get into this later. But some
yeah,
NPCs, I've grown to love them.
yeah. They all have their own kind of persona, like their own individuality about them, and
Yeah.
I like the shopkeepers and stuff. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
later, but in a second here. But yeah, just I do agree, and they really pulled out all the stops here with making the world feel lived in and real, and these are like real people, you know what I mean, and not
Yeah,
just
exactly.
there for the sake of just populating the world
Yeah.
with character models that are just not as textured and just to make it feel like that, but it's empty actually. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There's a good parallel, or not really a parallel, more like a good comparison to Final Fantasy 15, where it's quite the opposite. Like, if you remember
Yes.
Lestalem, many of the
Yes.
shop and innkeepers and some other people
Yes.
you could interact and do some side quests for. They didn't really have
Yeah.
any personality. They were just there
No.
and told you, "Oh, go get me some onions on my field. I can't because there are monsters there. Thank you."
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yes, that's it.
You
Exactly.
don't really get the backstory of those and how they got there and or their problems. Not really anything. It's just substanceless. There's no substance there. And here in the remake, it's so far I can tell it's there's substance to practically everything, and even to all the NPCs you can't interact to but can listen to. It's not like the NPCs themselves have substance, but what they have to say give the world and the lore substance. So they're like
Yes.
contributing. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I've only seen a few NPCs kind of like copy and pasted.
Yeah, I've noticed them too.
I've only seen a few though. In 15, it was a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was.
There was a lot of them. I was like, wait, what is this guy doing in this town?
Yeah,
Yeah, I just saw him in this shop over there.
Well,
like, how did this guy get over here? It's not the same guy, but it is because they just copied and pasted the same NPC like in multiple locations.
True. Yeah. Although, if you really look closely, there are still a lot of clones. Really, a lot. But it's way less than you expect, and really have to actively look for the clones.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But at least they changed their shirt, or they.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they might have changed their hairstyle a bit, but their face is the same. But at least they try.
Yeah.
It's not just blatantly copy and pasting, like,
although it
15, right?
It does make sense. Like, after you exit the reactor, there are some NPCs around, which you see probably just clones later on in a few instances, but it could make sense that they kind of travel with you. Not exactly with you, but they still take the same way. It makes sense in terms of story. So you can excuse it. Oh, it's
justify
the same.
it.
Justify that it's the same guy or the same guys. It's just like that if you see like the exact same model 3 times in the same area, then it's maybe not as good.
There's limitations to the hardware, though, so we're gonna see less than like PS5 comes out. We're gonna see less of this stuff happening because it's just. We talked about this previously on another episode. There's more CPU power, there's more GPU power, and it's just more RAM. Like, it's just gonna be less like this. But this is better than a lot of other games that I've played.
I'd say so too. Yeah, definitely. Now, just one more point before we go into spoiler territory. Some thoughts about the music, like more than it's just that it's amazing. It's there are also sometimes so many renditions and arrangements of the original tracks, and each one of them just fits the mood, fits the scene, and is really well produced and mastered. It's really love it.
Yeah,
so many. There also. I also noticed some new tracks which also fit pretty well. They work in the way they're used, and it's also, I'd say, pretty much the same quality. Also in terms of composition. I didn't, of course, analyze this as much yet, just from the first experience. But yeah, so far, thumbs up, definitely. And
yeah, this is what I added something, and I just said basically like, I'm not sure how many new tracks that I've actually heard because I think they did such a good job just mixing them in.
Yeah.
That I'm like, wait, is this new? Like, I think there's only 1 or 2 so far that I'm like, this is new, I think. But then sometimes they've mixed some of the old
exactly
parts into the new one, so it's not really like a brand new song. Like, you know what I mean?
There's one great example, like when there's this new scene where you meet Aerith. And this scene is a track specifically composed just for this cutscene, and it also has some bombing mission themes in it. But not only that, it's just a mixture of new stuff and old. It's really well made.
Yes. Yep, I totally agree.
All right, I think, do you have something else to add that's non-spoilery in this part?
I don't think so. I think we're good to go on
to
our spoiler preview. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready because it's much more liberating to talk about spoilers. Because you don't have to walk on eggshells and not accidentally spoil something.
Yeah.
Like with the summons and the star system for the summons.
After I said that, I was like, oh God, I probably just spoiled something for somebody. I'm so sorry.
But I don't think it's too bad,
not really, because...
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing the game and you've got DLC summons, I'm pretty sure everybody got the Cactuar summon.
Probably, yeah.
So you can see that from the menu, like as soon as you start playing the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Also, if you have the DLC summons, you have them unlocked pretty much at the start of Chapter 2.
Yes, you do.
And the other one is like the first real summon you get is much later. I won't say where, of course, but unless we want to make the break right now, like say spoiler territory onwards.
Yes, I think so. All right, guys. So this is your warning. So, this is your spoiler warning. So, from now on, for the rest of the episode, we are going to be talking about full spoilers up to, I think, the end of chapter 4, because that's where Vyzz is.
Exactly.
I'm at chapter 9,
Whoa.
but we're not going to talk about any of that
Nice.
because I don't want to spoil you.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you guys don't want to be spoiled and you don't want to know anything like in particular that happens in any of the chapters from like chapter 1 to 4, now's the time to stop listening, or you can just skip right on to the end, and I'll make sure that I put timestamps on everything so you guys can actually just click on it and skip to the part in the episode that you want to listen to. So all right, so we are talking about full on spoilers for story and events that happen from chapter 1 to 4. Okay, so you want to start?
Yep. All right. Let's start with story and events. There are a few things I really want to talk about because it's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like just after the demo ends and you enter chapter 2 and the outside of the reactor, this is where it really starts and where it hits you that it's not really not like the original. If you remember,
Mm-hmm.
in the original, when you get out, then there's like a few lines of Barrett. I'll meet rendezvous at Sector 8 station, blah, blah, and split up, and
Yes.
then everyone splits up. Cloud asks about the money, and Barrett says, back at base or something, and then you're on your own, run around, meet Aerith. You see in the background some things, the environment is a little bit destroyed, and people are running around. Then you're running
Yeah.
across to a fountain plaza, and then reach the part where Cloud gets surrounded and jumps into the train. Done. Like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and you're through with this part in the original.
Yeah.
But now, I needed 2 full hours for the
Mm-hmm.
same content.
Yeah.
Given I was listening to all the NPCs, but still, it's there's so much more content, and I think this is the perfect part to draw the parallels or to show the changes they made. So first of all, you're there, you actually see the whole destruction. You run or walk through the destruction. You see all the effects it has on all the people and the NPCs. Some are really really crying out loud and crying and
Mm-hmm.
are completely devastated, and it really gets to you, I must say. At the beginning, I was a little bit joking around and giving snarky
Yes.
comments, but
Same.
then as I went deep into further, I was just, okay, no, this is serious. This is not
Yeah, I
just a
went
joke.
around and I talked to all of them.
Yeah,
Well, some of them you can't talk
yeah,
to, but they are talking, right?
yeah,
But you just hear them. But some of them you can actually initiate conversation with.
exactly. Yeah,
And then I would just continue to ask, like, talk to them over and over, because some of them in the original, like, if you keep, like, talking to them, they'll give you stuff,
yeah.
items. Some of them, most of them only have, like, 1 or 2 lines, though.
Mm.
So then I'm like, oh, okay. So then I'd go on to the next group of people just to see, like, how they're doing and everything, and
Yeah,
see, like, maybe they'd give me something. But yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the game as well, and just
definitely. Yeah,
seeing how it's destroyed and the aftermath of what happened
mm.
and on the citizens,
Yeah,
and you had your hand in that,
yeah,
and then
definitely. The thing is
hmm
also like two little examples. You also see like one woman really turning herself back and forth, really writhing in pain, and it's really, I don't know. It must be horrible for her. It's also horrible to watch, and two, um, like emergency guys are trying to help but don't really know what to
yes,
do, and then
yes,
you
yeah,
go further up the stairs and up to the rubble, and then something happens, like an illuminated ad sign or a sign falls down, and people just get out of the way quickly enough, fortunately, and then those two um, emergency guys run over to there, but don't really know what to do either, and it's just you get that it's serious.
hmm
And the thing is also that the Shinra company theme is playing during this whole thing. It fits extremely well, also because it's
yeah,
actually Shinra's fault that all of this is happening. but our heroes like Cloud, Barrett, and Jesse, so they don't know that. So this is double horror, so to speak. Yeah, it's really harsh. And
The voice on the speaker is really
oh
loud,
yeah,
though. I was like, oh my
yeah, that's
God.
true.
Like,
I started
I
to
found it
ignore
really.
it.
Yeah, same. I found it a little too loud, but it was
Yeah,
effective.
it was.
But
It was. Yeah,
I,
definitely.
cou- I had a hard time hearing, like, some of the other characters when they were talking, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh God, like, just turn it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's loud, it's emergency, right?
Yeah, it has
So
to be. Yeah,
clearly they
it
want
makes
you to get
sense.
out of there.
Yeah,
So
exactly. What's
mission accomplished.
exactly? Yeah, and also so many people talk about oh, terrorists, blah blah. I hope Shinra does something against this. Shinra, come and save us, please. And you know what's up, and oh, please, people, just if you only knew. It's really
Yeah,
extremely well done, and I think this whole part embodies like the essence of what the remake is all about. That's why
yeah.
I went into detail with this part. And there's also
But it's Shinra
oh
propaganda,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, of course.
Like you said, because
Yeah,
it's just they're telling you that they're gonna take care of you
yeah.
and fix it and whatever, and it's just all bullshit. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, it
just
is.
not, you know.
You also noticed
So
that in
it
the
just makes it even darker.
yeah. Oh boy. And there's also something very, very interesting happening in this chapter with Cloud's memory glitches and hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
Like in one of the trailers, we only see like just a glimpse of this. Sephiroth standing in front of a burning building and tell
Yes.
Cloud to
Yes.
run away and stuff. And Cloud attacks Sephiroth. That's it. But that's actually just the end of this whole thing. But it starts way
Mm-hmm.
before, and Sephiroth appears in front of him, and he looks huge, intimidating.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's
They did a really great job with that.
yeah, exactly. And
I thought it was amazing.
mm, and I really loved how they blended together like Sector 8 and parts of Burning Nibelheim, which is why
Yeah.
Cloud watches the burning buildings and gets a kind of a PTSD trigger, I think,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
sees himself in the whole Nibelheim that's burning and Sephiroth in front of him. Then everything blurs together, and it's so well executed. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. And he touches Aerith's
Oh
shoulder
yeah, I
too,
wanted to
right?
say that too. This is it sent a shiver down my spine. Like Aerith just wails around with her hands, and you don't really know what's going on. Of course, we knew
Exactly.
because of the trailers, but and then suddenly Sephiroth steps on and places his hand on her shoulder, and she stops moving too. And then Cloud
Mm-hmm.
it's also having this headache and stuff, and then everything goes back to normal. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so well executed. It also says so much about Aerith's character because she immediately flips back to her caring self and
Mm-hmm.
innocent caring. I think is the best description. Like she just sees their Cloud with a headache and drops her own worries and starts to take care of him, so to speak, or tries to cheer him up with the flower, and it's really well made. I think so cool.
Yeah, I love that scene when she gives him the flower.
Mm, definitely.
If only the rest of the flowers, by the way, in the game looked as good as that one flower.
yeah.
Some of the other flowers, I'm like, where are the textures on the flowers? Like, they should look like that anyway.
Yeah, but that's probably for later after chapter 4. Because there are no real flowers in the slums. But yeah, this is also the first choice we can make there to take the flower or not. I think we can not take the flower. I didn't try. But
No, I took it. Yeah, I think if you say no, then she just gives it to you anyway.
well, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Because further down in the slums, when you meet Tifa, Cloud gives her the flower automatically. That's because I think you might be able to refuse the flower, and then you don't have the flower, and that scene with Tifa just doesn't happen the same way, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe it's different. I don't know. I'll probably choose different options.
Yeah, the other one.
Second playthrough. Yeah. But yeah, this is. I really hope this is how it turns out, because otherwise this dialogue choice wouldn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
All right. What I also really like is the thing about Jessie second guessing herself. Like she never thought that this bomb would cause such a mass destruction, and of course it didn't. It just blew up some pipes, and that's it.
Exactly.
And like I did everything like the
because
instruction
she feels
said.
guilty though.
Exactly. Yeah.
She feels guilty because all of these people are hurt. Some people probably died, and she feels responsible for that. But she was like, that doesn't make any sense because I made sure that it wasn't strong enough to actually.
Yeah, exactly. And then she
blow up that much, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
and she tried to make sense of it, like maybe it reacted with the Mako inside or something like that. And this was right after the demo portion. Then again in the train.
Yeah,
and I think also again when she talks to Cloud. Oh, also on the bike, exactly, when they're on the bike.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
It's
when
like
they're on the bike.
It's at least 3 times that she's second guessing herself, and also tries to ask Cloud what he thinks about it, and it's really nagging on her. So I find this really nice interaction. And the original is just one line, I think, 1 or 2 lines in the basement there in the hideout, and then that's it.
Yes. Yeah. That's another thing though too, because you haven't there's multiple times when other members of the party go into the hideout in the basement.
Oh right, yeah.
But you don't go down there.
No, you can't yet, because you're not really part of Avalanche. You're just a hired merc that wants to do his own thing afterwards. So they really cut you off or keep you out.
Exactly.
And I really like that. Also, when they're done and decided that Cloud wouldn't be part anymore, then Barrett's kind of blatantly kicks Cloud out. He doesn't physically kick him out, but tells him, well, you can leave, we don't need you anymore. And then you can just...
I felt so bad for Cloud. I was like, what? Wow, that's cold.
Yeah, and then I, of course, kept sitting there and listened to all their celebration and stuff.
Did you go talk to them?
Yeah,
I went up and talked to them, and they're like, sorry, man. Anyway, sorry, what were we talking about?
Exactly.
And I'm like, wow. I was just like, wow, I'm going to go over here and play some darts then while y'all talk about me. So I just stayed in there on purpose in the corner.
Yeah, although you can't play darts anymore. That's also bad.
I know. I tried. I was like, I'm just going to stay over here and play some darts. But it was you couldn't do anything. So I was like, I was like, fine. So then I just left.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you leave, and then... I'm pretty sure you leave. What happens then? It's like these guys looking for Barrett, right?
Yeah, hoodlums.
And then you're just like, Barrett doesn't even know that you did that for him. Did he tell him? I don't think he actually even tells him what happened yet.
At least not in the first 4 chapters.
I have no idea, but I didn't. And anyway, I was like, yeah, look at me. Y'all hate me, but I'm saving your asses.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping your streets clean.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, on that note, regarding Barrett, it was pretty intense, but I loved this interaction when he goes up to Marlene and did it? Oh no, I talked with my flatmate about this. It's when you first enter 7th Heaven, you have the option to talk to Tifa, to Barrett, or Marlene. And I thought, let's start with Marlene. Press triangle. And then Cloud had this weird look, and then Marlene just went out and left, went out around the corner, and Barrett just gets up and shoves Cloud away. You don't talk to my daughter like that. Don't scare her, and really extremely in his face. They're like, whoa, Barrett, just chill. Hey, man, I didn't do nothing.
That's so funny. I did the same exact thing.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, oh, I'll just talk to Marlene, and then she screams and runs away, and she's like, oh, it's scary. And he's like, you're trying to scare my daughter, and I'm just like, oh my god, everybody needs to calm down.
It's extremely protective of his daughter, and then he turns around and has this soft Papa Bear voice again. To Marlene, it's it's so good.
And then they leave, and then Tifa makes a drink, and I'm like, yes, yes, I need a drink right now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh my god, it was so good.
Although this doesn't the drink happen at a later time? I think it's after they sleep, the drink part.
Maybe, but it
Yeah.
was great when I got a drink. I was like, yes, and then she's mixing the drink, and I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. The animations were great. Like she's really a pro at mixing and twirling around and stuff. It's pretty cool.
They fixed the liquid in the glass too.
Yeah.
It looks better.
Yeah, definitely. Also, this is something that really got me. I got really emotional when she fixed up the second drink, the red one. Here, Cosmo
Yes,
Canyon. Whoa!
I know. I
Thank
know.
you.
It was so good.
Oh man, it's I got
And
emotional
then
there.
he makes a comment or something. It was a really cool comment about it. I liked that a lot.
Yeah,
It
I
was
don't
really
remember. I was
awesome.
just gushing about she made us a Cosmo Canyon.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Because there's Cosmopolitan, right? So it's a
Oh
Cosmo.
right,
So
yeah.
she made a Cosmo, but
A canyon.
Cosmo Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's true. Is the Cosmopolitan also a red one? I don't remember.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it
It's
makes
like
sense.
it's like a red martini, right?
Could be.
Pretty
I'm
sure.
not really knowledgeable in drinks. I don't drink much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a red one.
Could
Yeah,
be,
it's
yeah.
just it was cool. I was like,
It's
wow,
really
that's
cool,
such
yeah.
a cool reference. Oh my god.
Yeah. It was great. In general, the character interactions are just superb.
I totally agree with you. And also, they're not afraid to go there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they're not holding back. I mean, like,
No.
for example, one of the first things you go, Tifa's showing you around town and stuff, and then you have to go into the weapon store,
Mhm.
and then you're forced to kind of do the side quest for the weapon shop guy, and you walk in, and he's just like, I'm not selling a weapon to a punk ass
Yeah,
bitch
exactly.
like you. And I was like, excuse me?
What?
Excuse
Yeah.
me?
So what do
I'm
you
like,
say?
what did I do to deserve being talked to
Yeah.
like this, kind sir? That's rude.
It is rude.
Wow. And then I was like, bitch, I'm not going to do whatever you're going to tell me to do if you're going to act like that.
Yeah. No.
Anyways.
I even tried to refuse to buy something from him, but yeah, I did anyway.
And then you do it, and then after he's like, yeah, I wanted to say I'm sorry about how I treated you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's right, bitch. You better be sorry.
Yeah, seriously.
Look at everything I've done for you.
Yeah. No,
Anyway, I think
great.
he only had one weapon that I could buy or something. You can't.
Yeah, the
I don't even
iron-
know. I don't even think he's.
Iron Blade.
Yeah,
I think.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's it.
The Iron Blade
So-
was even in front of his desk, not behind him, but in front, and it was part of kind of a weapon by the weapon
Yeah.
tutorial and getting a new weapon and the proficiency stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just it's so good. It's so good that I've laughed my ass off like
Yeah.
multiple times
Yeah, me
just sitting
too.
on the couch just laughing at the stuff they're saying. Like
Yeah.
it's really good. It's so good. And it makes me so happy
Yeah.
that they just kept it the way it was,
Yeah.
but also added things in
yeah.
that if this was the original, even like you could picture this being in the original.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the way that they talk to each other and all the added humor, like comedy things that they've added, like in the conversations, right?
Yeah, and what I also love is that Tifa kind of ignores any advance towards her. Like the
Yes.
shopkeeper, the item shopkeepers are like, "Hey, babe," and stuff, blah, and she completely ignores them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also afterwards, Cloud says, "Yeah, it's easy for you to get stuff you want," or something like that, and she says, "So be nice, please."
Yeah. Even when you're just walking around town with her, right?
Yeah.
The NPCs are like, hey, Tifa, come over here. Something
Yeah.
like that, right? Like you're just walking by, or they're just not like that at all. They just make comments,
I call
basically.
about Tifa, and she just completely ignores everything.
Yeah.
Because she's used to it, or because she's kind of oblivious in that part. I think it's half-half. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, the interaction between Cloud and Marl, the landlady.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Take good care of her, or I'll make your skin hurt, or something like that. It's something with skin.
Yeah. She's really good.
She's
I like her as a
a
character.
great one. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah. Also, completely new. Really, I mean, 100% new is the whole Jesse part with it, the Avalanche side mission, and I don't want to get into too much because then we'll be talking for another half an hour.
Of course.
But I really loved how they fleshed her out and her parents and her acting career, and that she's still posing as being an actress at Gold Saucer, but she's not. Does not anymore.
Yeah.
And
I love that she's just like, yeah, so we're going to go break into my parents' house, but you're going to go in through the back, and then we're going to be... And I'm like,
what?
Oh, this is normal? Like, this is something you just do? And she's like, yeah. like it's nothing. Just like...
Yeah. She's a strange
distract her mother and take advantage of her mother's pizza making, and...
and of course, bringing Wedge being there was... kind of a lucky strike because he keeps eating and eating and eating.
Exactly. That's why they brought him.
Yeah. Well, initially she wanted to go alone with Cloud, and the other ones just tagged along. But I think she was pretty glad that they went along too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, and also she has a last name, Raspberry. It's just so cute. I also melted away at that because I think it fits so well. It's just cuteness, pure cuteness, but it's also very sweet and exotic, kind of a little bit. It's just not. Yeah, I think it fits perfectly to her. It's great. And yes, she's such a tease to Cloud, especially. It gets more extreme the more the game goes on.
Yeah, and I like that there's pictures around the house of her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when she was on stage and stuff. And
on stage.
She did a really good job.
Doing mechanic stuff with the monkey wrench and being a baby in her mother's arms, and it's really wholesome.
But also, her dad's sick with Mako poisoning, and he's like dying, so that was really dark.
Extremely, yeah.
But it's mixed in with this humor part, so it's kind of like you're just snooping around, and her dad's in bed, like. And I'm just like, oh my god, and I was nosy because I read the letter on the ground, and then I like went into the drawers and like I don't even know what I did. I literally went around the whole room as much as possible, and then I snooped and found the key card or whatever, and then left out through the back.
Yeah. And
there's so many cats. There's such a focus on the cats too, because at one point it actually does like a little cutscene for the cat, like walking on the
exactly
thing, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen with the cat? I thought I was gonna have to like send the cat in or something. I don't know.
No,
anyway,
it's
nothing
just there.
happened. It was just but
I think Japan just loves cats.
I think so too.
Because in the slums there are two areas where there are so many cats around.
Yeah.
And even Wedge has so many cats.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a cat side quest,
right?
Exactly.
With the little girl.
You have to find the cats. Yeah. They're so cute when she holds them up. Their eyes. They did a really good job designing the cats.
Also, when Wedge
like, we put so many cats in the game, so we can't put all the textures on the environment.
Yeah, right.
We have to add so many cats with cat hair.
That's probably the reason, Well, yeah, that's.
I've only seen one dog. I only saw one dog, and it's Merle's dog. I haven't seen any other dogs.
Right, that's the dog behind her, right? And no, there's no other dog. There's one in the intro.
That dog doesn't even really move. It's always there.
It's just there, yeah. There's also one dog in the opening cinematic, but that's just about it, I think.
Come on, where are the dogs? I'm a dog guy. I'm not a cat person.
I'm rather cat
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, you are? Oh, boy. Yeah, that's bad, yeah. I'm not, fortunately. But yeah, I'd rather have no animals at home because it's less to take care of and more time for analysis.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, I have a dog right now. He's sleeping in here.
Aww.
Hopefully, you can probably hear him snoring while we're recording.
Well, I can't hear anything.
He's an old man.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it's just I really loved that part, and oh my god, can we just talk about also when you have to infiltrate the Shinra warehouse and Wedge gets bitten on the ass.
I forgot about that.
by one of those what are they called, guard dogs?
Guard dogs, yeah.
Oh my god,
this is so
dude!
funny.
I was like, it was so good. He's like, "Ugh," and he's running, but then
slow
it's like
motion.
he's screaming, and slow motion dog goes and bites his ass. Oh my god!
Also,
it was so funny.
And the cherry on top is, in the end, he says, "Ow, ow, my ass," and then Biggs pulls down his pants. Oh, it's not too bad. And then Jesse just slaps his ass. What? Like the humor is over the charts. Off the charts.
It was so good.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah,
I loved that part. I was like, oh yeah, that was so good.
Also,
wow.
I think because I missed him running around with his butt on fire just after the reactor exploded. This didn't happen. But I think they made up for it with him getting bitten in the ass. So it's kind of an excuse.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that might be why they put that
Probably,
in, but it's really good. Meanwhile, I'm getting attacked and trying to just like battle.
Yeah.
And he's running around the battlefield just getting like chased by these guard dogs, getting his ass bitten.
Yeah, and it's not just a cutscene. Anyway. He's really running around while you're battling, and this is it's so well made. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It was really great.
This is my kind of guest character.
I was not expecting them to pull his pants down and Jesse to slap his ass, but her comment was so good after that. I was like, oh my god, it was really good.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I don't think it's that bad after all.
She says something.
I forget
too. Really
I don't really remember either.
I'll have to go back when we do the full spoiler cast episode. I'll actually try to write some stuff down, like specifics about what they said and stuff like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
But yeah, and Roche or whatever as a new character seems pretty cool. He's pretty douchey, like that kind of where he's like, like, you know, and he's like riding his big ass bike, and he's just like,
I think he's more like of a circus clown or something.
Yeah, like he's a super cool guy, right? Like
he is, yeah.
Just one of those guys where it's just like, you're hiding something that you're just like you're making up for the fact that you lack something.
Probably,
and I'm just
not
most
sure
likely.
What
it is. Yeah, you know what I mean? When it's just like flaunting his motorcycle around and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's totally over the top.
I enjoyed that boss battle.
Oh yeah, this was fun.
I thought it was really. I guess we can talk about that after, but I really did enjoy it. But I didn't die, but it took me a little bit to kind of adapt to his attack style. So
yeah, I think I had around a quarter of HP left at the end of it. Yeah. But I think I lost most of the HP against the drones because I needed to like internalize their patterns and how they really work. And sometimes when steering, it goes too far into one direction and sometimes slammed into the drone when they were doing their electrical attacks. But at the end I got the hang of it. So the second time I will go through it, I think I'll be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bike chase scene is awesome. I thought it was really good.
It was pumping, like especially the soundtrack too is
it's so good.
And also when it starts, it's the same melody but like double time.
Yeah.
It really gets the blood pumping.
Yeah, I loved it. I actually couldn't figure out how to attack first. I was only using the triangle attack.
Oh, okay.
And then it's on a
cooldown. Yeah.
Cooldown. And I was like, how am I supposed to attack? I just forgot. I don't know why I didn't use square anyway. I just couldn't see it on the screen or something. And then I'm driving, and then I think Biggs is just like, he made a comment or something. Anyway, he's like, they're gonna kill us. Do something or something. And I was like, bitch, I'm trying, okay? Like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I was just, there's so much, it's moving so fast, and I'm just like trying to control the bike and get that, and also just, it was just different anyway. But it did get it eventually. It was like, I can just attack from, you just choose like left or right, right? Exactly. And then you do a normal attack.
Yeah.
But I almost died though, during that with
Okay.
Roche,
Roche,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call him, Roche, when I was driving, and I literally survived with a sliver of
Oh
HP,
boy,
like a
okay.
sliver. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
because the cooldown is so
It
long with
is,
that
yeah.
that triangle ability. Oh my god, I was like attacking him as much as I could, and then he also uses that
Oh
electricity
yeah.
attack while he's like on the wall or
Yeah.
something, and then you have to dodge the lightning bolt.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
like, where is it going? And oh man, it was hard. I drove through so many of those lightning
Oh
bolts.
boy, yeah. I learned how to dodge
It
by the end.
reminded me of that lightning bolt
Oh,
minigame in Final Fantasy
don't
X.
get me started.
But oh my god, remember when you had to do that to get like 200
Yeah.
times to
Yeah.
get one of their ultimate weapons or whatever, ultima weapons or
Yeah,
something?
I don't
I was
think I
just
ever
like,
did that. I just noped out of that one. This was just
dude,
no.
so did I. I didn't finish
No.
it. I didn't finish it. It was like it
Yeah.
kind of brought me back to that, but like not as harsh as
Oh
that.
no,
But
no.
I was just
It's
like,
more
no,
forgiving.
because I'm trying to dodge it,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm bad. Why am I so bad?
It will
I
come to
play
you.
so many games. I'm supposed to be good at this, you know? Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting that I'm completely the opposite of you in this regard, or I was, because I completely missed the triangle button for like
Oh,
half
did
of the
you?
time. Yeah. I only noticed it like when Rose showed up. Oh crap! The triangle button is there too. I already analyzed it in the trailers. I knew that it was there, but I completely missed it. I also in the top left it said like attack square and and circle, and then
Yes.
press L1
Yes.
for long range. And I also pressed L1. It
Yes.
did lock on, but I couldn't do anything until I noticed. Oh, there's a triangle. Okay, nice one.
Yeah, you have to hold down on the bumper and then press triangle, so he does a different
A different,
type of
yeah, a long
attack.
range, like a
It's
shockwave.
a long
Yeah,
range one.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's really good against the drones and against Roche.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use it a couple of
But
times.
yeah, I didn't see that in the top corner.
I
I was
see.
looking
Okay,
at the
okay.
bottom, and
Okay.
at the bottom, you just have a triangle.
Yeah,
It says
yeah.
it's like sweeping attack or something. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I have. Because when you're normal battling in a battle, it does have attacks underneath the triangle
Right, yeah.
ability, and then X it says command underneath that, right?
Mm.
Command menu or whatever. So I was used to seeing that. So I was like, where's the square button? Like, where's the,
Yeah,
but it was
exactly.
at the top.
Yeah.
So it threw me off. I didn't look at the top until after. Then
Until
like
after,
you, I was
yeah.
like, oh God, there's a square. That's why.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it's we went on a tangent there, but I think it's important to talk about this minigame because I think it will there will be a few more instances where we can play this. I hope anyway. At least one time.
I hope so.
Because there's the escape sequence, and I hope we can like towards the end, like end game stuff, maybe some optional tracks races would be pretty cool. All right, so there's one more story thing I want to mention, and that is Marco. Do you remember Marco?
Yeah.
This is, oh man, this is just such a great moment. Like you hear noises, you wake up in the middle of the night and you hear noises,
Yes.
the grunts and stuff.
Yes.
Cloud goes over there. Then the scene from the Tokyo Game Show trailer comes where Cloud hits the
Yes.
sword on the door frame, and Sephiroth appears, and like Cloud gets into panic mode, falls over, topples over. Sephiroth goes over him, and you know it's not Sephiroth, of course. It's just something else. And at first thought it was an animal because it pinned down Cloud at the bottom. But then, oh no, this doesn't really make sense anymore. And then it changed back. Tifa got Cloud out of this hallucination. Then you saw this this sick guy at the bottom. And this is the guy are sick, or at least the Sector 7 version of it.
Yes.
And then you saw a tattoo of 49. Okay, I see what's going on.
Also, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I loved that part. And then they showed like the
the flashes of the reunion, yeah.
Flashes of the reunion, yeah, and it's a clone, right? I loved
it's
that.
a clone.
I was like, wow, this is so good.
It is. Also, the one you saw in this flash, it was really like bony fingers, like those. You see that those completely out of mind clones, or not really clones, but affected with or infused with general cells and Mako and stuff. They're not really themselves anymore. They don't take care of themselves. They're probably starved to death. And you also see some spikes of the northern crater surroundings in the background. So it's like in the whirlwind maze. It's so well made. I loved it. Reunion.
Yeah.
Oh man, that gave me chills. Seriously.
Yeah, it was really good. I loved it.
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about Johnny? Like,
Oh,
that
right, Johnny. I wrote him down further down, but we can talk about Johnny right now. That's cool.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Under
like
characters.
NPC.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
We're still on story and
Yeah,
events,
I think we'll go
just the
freestyle.
fact that just because when you go and you talk to the guy, right, and he's like wearing like a bow tie and a vest, and you're talking and you find
Oh,
out
right,
it's
it's Johnny's father.
It's Johnny's dad,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So then he's just talking about his son in such a loving way, but he's like, yeah, I understand that he's like this and whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, he's crazy. Anyway, and then you obviously like have to save him, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I missed one or two lines because I kind of lost the plot there. What he actually did. I think they accuse him of stealing something from a Shinra facility or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was connected to Jesse stealing something, and or they saw his ID pop up in the inventory or in the register or something like that. And I think maybe Jesse borrowed his ID or something, or stole his ID for something. I kind of got confused there because I kind of missed the line because I can't
remember.
I was thinking about something else there. I need to rewatch it, I think. But yeah, this is one retcon. I noticed that it is a retcon, and I'm kind of fine with it. I wasn't quite sure, but I think it makes sense because in the original he just like thinks or says something like, "Oh, I'm going out into the world."
Yes,
something like that. Not really a tangible reason. Just wanted to get out of there and stuff. But here he gets out because Cloud tells him to get out, or else he will like tell everyone what he did and stuff. And Johnny doesn't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they save him, right?
Yeah,
but then
they save
also
him.
Tifa makes a comment to Cloud though too, like I forget what she says, but it's something like you've changed.
Yeah,
she looks
about
Cloud.
Yeah.
About Cloud.
Yeah.
Because he like saves Johnny but beats up the Shinra soldiers,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And everything, and then she's like, "You've changed."
Oh
like,
no,
you're not the same person.
I think he wanted to kill Johnny too because he knows too much or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's seen something.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, and
there was something that I was missing from that whole thing. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, exactly.
But then anyway, she's like, "You've changed," and I'm like, "Oh, this is cool. I like this." And also, he runs away with his blindfold on, and he's just screaming, and it's so ridiculous. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I can't wait to see him again.
Yeah, I'm assuming that obviously we're gonna see him again, and then this whole thing is probably gonna pay off, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
In some aspect. So
yeah.
In the original, obviously, I'm going out in the world. It's like, yeah, cool, dude. Like,
yeah, have fun, and then we see him in
doesn't
Wall
make
Market.
sense.
We see him in Wall Market. He has a few lines, and then it's I think at Costa del Sol. He has a house there or something, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And here,
he definitely does seem like he has a house in Costa del Sol for sure. He seems like a surfer dude.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll just feel at home there. Also, this brings me to the Shinra middle manager. If we're jumping to the characters, I think they also fleshed him out pretty well here. And I think in the way back down to Sector 7 slums, he just says, "Oh no, hoodlums again," and then he leaves the car. Then you don't see him again. You only see him then back up in the sector second bombing mission. But here, he is there with his two colleagues. Then Barrett comes in while they're talking shit about Avalanche, and Barrett isn't having it, and kind of goes into their faces, and he really stands his ground, even if you notice he's afraid, but he really tries to go back against it with good intentions and good ideas in a non-violent way, but he notices that Barrett is of the violent type, and then, okay guys, we're leaving, and
yeah.
And what's funny is then back down when he meets his wife and daughter, after everyone goes off, you can walk down into the this area with the food stalls, and he's sitting there and explains to his wife, "Oh, there was this mean guy, and I told him off, and he was blubbering like a baby after I was done with it." And I was like, oh, "Yeah, sure, dude, sure." It's so funny. Can't wait to see him again in the second train ride.
Yeah.
All right, we talked about Marl, also Chadley, but there's not much to talk about him yet. He's just an intern, I think, a scientist intern that works against Shinra, which is kind of strange. In the blog post, they talked about him and said he's working for Hojo, I think. So
yes, he's like Hojo's intern.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But he's working against Shinra. He wants to find or develop material that can help against Shinra. And
yeah,
well, Hojo is sort of his own caliber. He doesn't really care about Shinra either. He just cares about his research. So it kind of makes sense. And also with this short scene in the theme song trailer, we know that he's interested in Cloud very much, and I'm not sure if he already knows about Cloud or doesn't. This is still up in the air for me. But it could be that this is just a theory. It might turn out completely false, but Chadley is kind of a tool for him to go there and kind of help Cloud and analyze Cloud's behavior and such, because now we as a player, of course, collect as many battle intel as possible for Chadley so that he can develop materia, which helps Shinra, but also not, which helps Hojo, but also us. And this whole battle intel collector thingy might also help Hojo. And it could turn out very, very interesting indeed.
It could.
Yeah, it could.
Also, so he could be like Hojo, one of Hojo's experiments.
In some certain way,
like he could be. What's on his eye?
On his eye, I think it's a futuristic monocle. Like it's this one glass that might have some.
He kind of. He sounds like a robot, though. Like I was thinking maybe Hojo created him and he's like an android or something.
Maybe, yeah. But also, he struck me as this archetypal science kid that has an extreme analytical brain that's just only about intel and analytics and science. Which
that's true.
If you watch a lot of anime, there's mostly one of those in those TV shows somewhere. There are those archetypes that always pop up, and I think this is this typical scientist. Not really stoic, but more like extreme logic-driven, analytical scientist guy.
Yeah.
Like completely devoid of emotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested in how he turns out in the end, because I think there's more to him, at least character-wise.
I think so too. I like the battle reports. I like the fact that you can do them in there when you're just like in the field and then you go back to him later. Like I like that because we talked about this on a previous episode where it's not like you don't have to just go back to him every time that you've completed one. It just does it. And also like at that point in the game, I had already killed so many enemies that when that activated, I already had 3 out of 5 of them done.
Yeah, true.
By default. By default. So that's really good too, that I didn't have to then go out and do it again when I had already killed 15 normal enemies or assessed those or whatever.
Right, yeah. That's pretty cool. Also, it's, as I said, it's something you can this happens automatically on the side. Just maybe have to keep them in mind to change your battle strategy to get them done sooner. Well, other than that, you don't have to get a battle report, do it, and then go back to Chadley and it's done. It's
yes.
Something completely parallel to everything else, and this is what I like. It respects your time, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far Chadley is just a personified gameplay mechanic for now. So I'm really interested in how he turns out as a character, and if there's more to him than meets the eye, which I hope. I'm not sure if he really fits into the Final Fantasy VII universe, because his he fits more into the compilation, I think, or into Final Fantasy 13. But I mean, just in terms of the design. But I think I just have to get used to certain new designs that are like different. Or maybe it is even on purpose that he stands out like a sore thumb in the slums, because he's not really meant to be from there. He's just there to gather intel and stuff. So we'll
I
see.
like your idea though, what you said, that he's like, he says that he's not working for Shinra, but then I mean, what, he's gaining all this intel from Cloud
Yeah.
battling and stuff. So it's kind of like, and he, like you said, he doesn't look like he fits in there because he's not from the slums, right?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he live on the upper plate? Probably. We don't
Maybe,
know. We don't
yeah.
know that stuff. But
Yeah,
he
no,
looks like he's like more well off and
Definitely, yeah. And much cleaner.
So, yeah, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, okay. Now we jumped around a little on our notes here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to battle system traversal for some spoiler stuff. You already mentioned summons.
Yeah.
Yeah, the summons work quite differently here, as they told us in previous PR statements. Summons only appear in certain circumstances and in certain battles, when I think it's usually harder battles, like mini-bosses and full-fledged bosses, of course, and also where there's a bit more room for them to appear. And as they probably appear only just once per battle, I think, or maybe twice if the battle goes on for too long, they don't really need to be leveled up anymore. And maybe they're also different in terms of materia, so that there's only one materia in the whole world per summon. Although Jessie just gives Cloud the Ifrit materia just like that, and you don't really know where she got it from, so it kind of looks like any other materia, so there could be more than one. It's hard to judge, but I don't think it matters that much that we can't level it up, because I think that the summons already are powerful enough in their own regard. They have normal attacks, they have those 2 or even 4 in the case of Chocobo Chick. ATB attacks you can use, and their ultimate attack. So I don't think there is really much more needed to them. Of course, you could unlock more ATB commands, but I'm not sure if it's really necessary, especially if you can just switch around, like use Ifrit in one battle where it's the enemy is prone or weak against fire, use Shiva against an enemy which is weak against ice, and so on. And since they don't appear that much anyway, I don't think leveling up is that much important. So for me, it works for now. Let's see if I'm still at in the same place when I'm through with the game.
I agree with you. I was just expecting it to level up like in the original, but it doesn't, because the level just shows that it's at max.
Yeah.
For all of them so far. So, but I do like that you can use your ATB bar to send them attack like commands for abilities, right?
I like that too. That's really cool.
It's customized. It would have been cool though if they could do that, but also still had it the material level up, and then you can unlock more abilities for them for you to be able to choose for them to do. But I know it's fine. It would have been cool, but whatever. I love them. It doesn't matter. I use them, like whenever I can, basically.
Same, yeah.
The DLC summons too, and I like that they fixed the situation where they said, like, for example, you can only summon a big summon in a certain situation, right? But the smaller ones you can summon in smaller battles with normal enemies. So it's cool that they actually like fixed that. I'm
not too far into, but the 2 instances where 3 instances where the DLC summons appeared were special battles. One was against the Huntsman, which is kind of a mini boss at the end of the Sector 8 escape. He has several thousand HP already, so much more than the regular troopers. And the second one,
Really?
yeah, and the second one was he also shows up further down the list, right next to Scorpion Sentinel in the battle in the enemy report or enemy intel. So he
When I had to do the side quests in the slums for
the
the
rats,
like the rats, it worked for
yeah.
me for
But I also think
so
the
those are like normal enemies. They're just not.
not the Doom rats though. The Doom rats are the how do you call it? The stronger
Yeah, but
variants, and they also
yeah,
have
I
much more
know.
HP. So I think those also constitute as a special fight, like not just a normal fight, because they are really much harder than the normal rats. The normal rats are pushovers.
I thought that it was. I'm pretty sure that it was just the normal were rats, but
Oh,
when you
are you
go
sure?
through, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I summoned Carbuncle because I was dying and I
Well, I'm pretty
used
sure there
that
were.
summon.
I'm pretty sure there was the Doom rat fight because I don't think you can die without really playing bad or not heal at all against the were rats. But I'd have to go check my my footage because I summoned Carbuncle there as well. So I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right actually because when you go there the first time, when you activate that
Yeah,
side quest, it's just normal were rats,
yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
pretty sure that it's fast, and then yeah,
It's
I think you're
extremely
right. I think
fast.
it was the Doom Rat. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was the Doom Rat battle, like you
yeah.
said.
And the third time was this how's it called? The Wrath Dog or something like that, where you died too. We both died once or twice there. This is the side quest in like the
Yeah,
wasteland
it
outside to the
was.
west.
Yes.
And there
Yeah.
I summoned Cactuar. Didn't do much, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just kept using Carbuncle because it buffs my ATB bar because you can choose to for it to fill your ATB bar faster.
Ah, okay. I think
One
I
of his
missed that.
abilities,
Yeah.
and then it's the bottom one. I forget what it's
Ah, okay.
called.
I forget too.
And then there's also at the end he heals everybody.
Yeah,
So I've been
exactly.
using Carbuncle a lot actually. I only used Chocobo Chick I think once,
Me too.
and I used Chocomog or whatever it's called. I don't even know which one it is.
Chocobo Mark is where a full-fledged Chocobo appears with the mark on top, the Moogle,
Yeah,
and then several Chocobos
yeah.
attack. Yeah, that's the Chocobo
I only used
mark.
that
Okay.
once. Yeah,
I don't even have that one
but
yet.
yeah. I think that they did a good job. I'm okay with it. It's just
Yeah.
that I was expecting you to be able to level them up, but obviously they had to make changes to that
Yeah, for sure.
from the
For
original.
sure. Well, the thing is, every time there is change in a game, like in a remake or something, or in a remake from a movie, or change anywhere, there's many people that are apprehensive of changes. We were too, a little bit, but I think we are dealing with the changes pretty well. But I've heard of people, well, not after the game was out, but before the game was out, that certain mechanics, oh no, this crap, I don't want that. I want to summon Ifrit against normal soldiers. I want to do this. I want to jump. I want to do that. I think it's just not sure if it's nostalgia or if it's like the fear of change, that it's, oh, change is bad. What's don't fix what isn't broken stuff. I think it's kind of this, and not being open to new things.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, just be open to receiving it because it's not going to be what the original
Yeah,
was. And
exactly.
but they've already been honest about that. So I
That's
just don't
true. That's true.
understand why
Yeah.
people don't understand like and there's still people crying out that it's just Midgar.
Yeah.
Like still. And people crying with spoilers everywhere. Like I just can't even I honestly just I've been trying to stay clear of going on any social media at all
Same.
because people are just spoiling
Yeah,
everything. So
exactly.
I haven't even read any of the reviews. I don't even know what the reviews gave it out of
I
like for
have
their
no
point
idea either.
system. I have no clue. But
Same.
that also affects your opinion, right?
Yeah,
So if you
exactly.
start reading all that, people just trash it for being that way because it's like it's for attention, right? So people
Most likely,
just
yeah.
think that that's what they want to think going in, but I'm okay with this change and I knew that it wasn't going to be what what the original was. So
Yeah.
I just love everything that's that we're getting right now. I have
Same.
so many materia though
Yeah.
that the thing is, let's just talk about that. So like I have so many materia and I love the weapons and everything, but I mean, I'm in chapter 9, I
Yeah.
think, and like I have so many materias that I'm just like I want to use so many of them and I can't. So I'm like, "Oh my god."
Too
Like
few, too little slots. Yeah. I noticed it in chapter
yeah.
3 already.
The original though is kind of like that as well. So you had to pick and choose like
Yeah, that's true too.
which ones you used, which ones you leveled up, and also I'm trying to level them up, so I change them up as much as I can,
Mm,
just so they're all getting AP, so that they can level up the abilities, right?
yeah.
Um, but there's a lot,
Oh yeah.
and there's not enough slots.
Nope.
That's my complaint up until now, but I don't want to spoil anything because you're not as far as me.
No, I'm as said at the end of chapter 4, which I'm not even out of sector 7 yet. So
I don't know if I missed something maybe in the game, but
I don't
I
know.
just there's a lot of material. I love the materia though, and I
Yeah,
love
it's superb. I love it too.
and they changed some of them too, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Also, I love
So,
Tifa's chakra or chakra materia. It's really
oh
cool.
yeah, that's great.
It saved my life a few times.
Yep, exactly. Same here. Yep.
And it's also leveled up to level 3. And I also have already FFVIIR. But that's about it. The rest is still at level 1, the rest of the materia.
Yeah. I think I have Fyra and I have Thundara and I have Cura.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I think that I have Era,
Okay.
which is the wind one,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
I haven't used
Or
that yet.
Aora, whatever you want to call it, Aora or Aera. Anyway,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I have that, and I think my chakra is at level 3, like yours
Mm.
as well.
Chakra levels up pretty fast, I think. Was
Yeah,
surprised.
some of them do level up
Yeah.
really fast, actually,
Mm.
and some of them only have 1 or 2 levels. Like the
True.
assess materia, I leveled that up really fast.
I don't think I have it leveled up yet. I should check.
It assesses all the enemies at once
Oh,
instead of
I
having
thought
to
so,
use
yeah.
it to do one.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
I actually stopped using it after I did that side quest for Chadley. I just stopped using it. So I haven't. It takes up a slot,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
the slots are so scarce that I don't want to have it using it for
I see. Yeah.
just used up because you can't once you're in a battle, you can't take them out. You
Nope.
can't customize your character. It pauses the screen if
Yeah.
you press the options button. It doesn't allow you to change materia when you're in a battle.
Which
So,
makes sense, I think.
yeah. But I stopped using it, so I'm
Yeah.
just, you know,
I still use it right now because I want to assess all the enemies as much as possible, because then you can review them in the enemy intel menu, and you see
mhm.
where you can get which item, where you can steal which item, and also that's also something cool. You see when an enemy has an enemy skill you can learn, like it says in the
Yeah.
description. That's I find pretty cool. It's the one, the Dean Glow, which is now called Cerulean Drake, I think. It's in
Yeah.
the just flew in from the graveyard. I think it's called the side quest. You battle this Drake, this Cerulean Drake, and it says there you can learn an enemy skill from this one.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
now I just
Yeah.
need to get the enemy skill materia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped using it because I think that there's probably a trophy for assessing all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Every enemy, I'm not sure
Or
if there is
most,
any.
maybe. Yeah.
When I'm done the game, I'll look it up and see if there's a trophy for that, because on my second playthrough, I want to focus on
see, yeah.
doing all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I really want to get all the enemy skills though,
Mm.
but I want to do that. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes
sure.
anyway, because I might have to do a second playthrough to get all of them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, probably.
Some areas of the map are blocked too, and I was kind of triggered because I was like, I can't explore here.
Yeah, especially
And-
in the Sector 7 slums. So many areas are blocked off. Some you unlock via side quests, but one area is still blocked off completely.
Chapter 2 though, when you're after the bombing mission and you see all of that stuff, there's like a gate. Aerith runs down an
Oh,
alleyway.
right. Oh, but wait.
I didn't chase her. I didn't chase her. I actually went the opposite way and I
Ah,
looked
okay.
and I did a bunch of other things, but then there's a whole part that you couldn't go to that was just like it had a fog of war over it. Like you haven't been
Yeah,
there, but
right,
it looks
right.
like there's a gate and you can't go through the gate.
No, you can't. Yeah,
So
but
I thought that I might have missed something
no, I don't think so because I went back there. There's also a chest with I don't remember
in
what's
the
in
alley,
there.
right? In the
Exactly,
alley,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I got that chest, and then you could see them talking through the gate. They're like, "Oh, there's somebody like attacking us and whatever." And
yeah,
there's I think a helicopter there, so you can hear what they're saying, but you can't go in there. But it's grayed out on your map.
yeah,
And then I
yeah,
tried to go backwards, and then I was like, "But the ladder, like how you're traversing on top of the
hmm
buildings, and
hmm
then you're going where like the ladders and the stairwells are that are attached to the apartment buildings
yeah.
and stuff like that. It crashes down, but there was one part I didn't get to explore on the stairwell before it crashed down, and you're forced to fall down. Like there was a part that I didn't go to there that was also gray, and I was like, I can't get back up
Okay,
there. Like,
interesting.
oh
Yeah.
god, I might have missed something. I
Uh,
felt like I was like, oh, I might have missed like a chest or something. But
maybe, yeah. But this
anyway,
grayed out area behind the alleyway where Aerith was escaping through. On the other side, there's the plaza in front of the how's it called? The Sector 8 train station, and this is blocked off anyway when the highway falls down. So and it's also swarming with security officers. So this in that part of the story, you weren't supposed to go there anyway. But it could be that you can return to several areas later, and they might open up then. I really hope so, though.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too. I was like, are we gonna be able to go back here? Like I didn't know, and I also wanted to ask somebody on our Discord that I know that's done the game,
Mm.
and or they're further than me. I think it was Joe, and she was like, "Do you really
Oh,
want
right.
to know that answer?" And then she sent it to me in a DM, but like with a spoiler tag
Oh, okay.
covering it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Did you look at it?" I was like, "You know what? I didn't because then I've just felt like I shouldn't.
Yeah,
I
it's
shouldn't
probably
look
better.
at it."
Yeah.
So I don't know if we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to go back or not. I have no
Exactly.
idea. Anyway, we'll see. But that kind of triggered me because you know me. Like
Yeah,
I told you
same.
before. Like I want to go to
Yeah.
everywhere on the map, immediately.
Yeah,
But
same.
anyway.
But if I see it's blocked off, and if it's especially early in the game, you're usually railroaded along the story and the path. So if it's blocked off, it's probably something that comes later.
Yeah, there was one part where it was like I was railroaded, like you said,
Mm.
and then I couldn't explore the battle arena area. And I think I might have ran to the center of it or something too early. Like I should have
Ah, I
walked
see.
around
Yeah.
the perimeter first, but I didn't. And then the cutscene started, and then the boss battle started, and then you finish that, and then you leave there, and you can't go back. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh
true.
god, they're
Yeah.
probably like there's some chest behind some debris over there
Yeah,
that I
maybe.
just
Yeah.
missed, and I'm like, I felt bad because I was like, oh god, I should have looked around first because
Yeah.
it's like you can't backtrack,
Nope.
right? Like you can't go back because it's funneling you through the story. So I just felt a little
Yeah.
sad about that, about missing some stuff. But when I play through it again, I'm hoping that
Oh, definitely. And yet,
I'm gonna make sure now that I know, And also, when you start playing, I didn't know how to activate the map. Like I
okay.
didn't even know how to activate the map, the mini map, not the thing that's like
Yeah, the compass. Yeah, compass on top.
yeah. So I spent like half of the second chapter without a mini map, so I didn't even know.
Well,
Anyway,
I told myself I won't look at the minimap or just disable everything so that I have to really focus on the surroundings and internalize everything and all the alleyways and the secret passages and stuff, so that I know it is like my own pocket, so to speak, in my own back pocket. So it's a choice I made because in some games where there's a map and all those side quests markers and sometimes even a direct line to where you need to go next, it just
Yeah.
holds your hand too much. Then you start relying on that too much. And I tried to do away with those in the last few games. Also in Tomb Raider, you can enable this survival instinct, and there's also this beacon of light or pillar of light where you need to go next, and you can disable that. And I disabled that, and it was so much more fun to actually work through the levels and find the goal yourself according to what Lara says and according to what others say, or according to the level design. It's pretty cool. And here I wanted to do the same. I sometimes, of course, check the big map, like press the touchpad and then see, oh, there's a quest, or if I don't really know where it is, and I don't really feel like walking around town for like 10 minutes, especially when I'm recording. Makes more sense to just quickly pull up the map and see, oh, okay, it's over there, and then just go there.
The maps aren't that big, so
No, that's true, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, I found everywhere that I needed to go.
Yeah, that's good.
Like you said, like, I don't think it's needed.
No.
And the side quests, just talking about the side quests, we kind of talked about this earlier, but the side quests are really well done, and I think that it's a happy amount, like a good amount of side quests.
It's like
there's not too many. I think if there was more, it would be annoying.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think if there was less, then it would feel like not as fleshed out. But I think that it's good amount. I think there was how many? I think there was 8, right?
6 in Sector 7 were 6. Like
so
the cat
that's
friend.
a good amount.
Yeah, the cat friend, the how it called, just beating up some monsters outside. Then there was the flying drakes, some other, I forget. All right,
I think
Chadley.
there was one for the weapon shop guy.
Weapon shop guy and Chadley, and the item shop. No, that's Drake's one. Yeah,
something like that. I forget.
It's just
but
6.
They're really good.
I think I like them too. Especially you're running around with Tifa, and she has also some dialogue there, and they talk with each other, and it really builds their camaraderie. It builds the world and the Sector 7 a little bit. You learn a little bit more about how things work.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's really well made.
And they're not just like fetch quests either. So
not just,
I felt good about that, and I didn't mind like going to find little girls' cats. Like I didn't mind that.
It was pretty cool. Also,
like it was kind of annoying. I couldn't find the last one, but it's not a big deal. It was just one thing. It was one thing. It wasn't like The Witcher 3 where I have 500 side quests and each one is a half an hour cutscene, and I have to dive into the bottom of the ocean and open this little tiny cache of things, and then traverse all the way across the entire globe to get to the other end to get 5 experience. Like, no.
Okay, no. No.
Yes, because in that game you're... Anyway, I can go on. But
That's
when you're
true.
a higher level than the quest, they only give you 5 XP.
Okay.
Which is so annoying because, like, if you're a completionist, you want to do it all, but you're already higher levels, so...
This doesn't really make any much sense anymore.
Oh my god, yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was a happy medium, like a good amount of side quests.
They really balanced everything out a lot. All the content they throw at you, it's very well balanced. You also don't have to do everything at once. You can start doing a few at the beginning, and then finish just the part with Tifa, and then what comes after? I think you can also run around at night, and I think you can do the quest too. I think, I don't know. I did everything by
I'm not sure. I did it right away.
Yeah, same.
When you go to leave, like, anyway, like, I'm pretty sure that, like, it asks you, like, are you sure?
Yeah, probably,
like, Are you sure you want to leave now? Because, like, basically it's them saying, like, you're not going to be able to come back, probably, and you'll lose those side quests. Yeah.
I think it's they're bound to Chapter 3, so when you go out with Jessie on her quest, she asks you, are you ready? And then you say yes, then it starts. And when you say no, then you can probably just finish up the quests and then talk to her again and then say yes. And then I think it switches, just jumps to night, and you meet on at the train station. Then I think from then on everything is lost or gone, so to speak. Also, something I completely missed. I was searching like for 2 episodes. Where the heck those the quest log was? I've seen this in screenshots, and I completely forgot that it's not in the main menu, but accessible by opening the map and press R2.
Yes,
I
yes.
felt like an idiot like 3 episodes later.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
open up the mini map and then you press the option button too inside of the map, it'll show you where you are in Midgar. Like it shows
Oh right,
you,
that's true. Yeah, I checked this out too. That's pretty
which
cool.
is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, the quest log is there. You just have to press R2, I
yeah,
think, in
yeah. Exactly.
or L2 in
L2
the mini map
is the
is your main
story.
quest.
Is main
Yeah.
quest story, and side quest is R2 exactly. Now, if you know it,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good spot actually, because if it's everything in the main menu, it will get crowded.
You don't even need to really open that too because you can actually just go to the mini map and then you go to the marker, the green marker, and then you press
Oh right,
uh
yeah.
you press X and it'll pop up a window and it tells you the quest
What to do?
information
Right,
on the mini
right.
map.
That's true. Yeah.
But I do use that other menu too because it has little nodes because
Mm,
each step that you've done, it shows you like you've done 3 out
exactly.
of 5 steps
Yep.
to complete that quest, right? So I like that.
Yeah, I think the menu as a whole is pretty well made, and it's pretty intuitive. Also, although sometimes if I go into materia and equipment menu and want to go to materia, I accidentally click on cloud, and then I'm into the weapon or
Same
equipment
here.
selection, and then press X again, and then oh crap, no, I wanted to go back, and then press triangle to go into material selection. This is feels kind of weird still, but it's not too bad. I
Yeah,
think,
I keep getting confused with
yeah.
that too.
Also, by sheer accident, I once pressed R1, and then it is the whole like this the group material setup pops up, so it can just swap
Oh yeah.
between the different characters, which is pretty cool. And I didn't really want to open that, but I don't know why, but I pressed R1 and it just fit. It was exactly what I wanted. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that when you swap like a weapon, it asks you if you want to swap the material
Yeah,
from that weapon
that's
into the
cool
same
too.
because most of the time I do want to do that because I just want the stat boosts for the other weapon
Yeah,
or
right.
uh like for example the Buster Sword has like 2 linked
Mm.
slots and then a single slot. So I might want to use the linked slots for something
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever, So I do like that. I don't have to like go in there and change stuff and also you don't yeah, back in the day when the party member left you couldn't access any of their stuff anymore.
No, although the materia went back into the inventory, but not the equipment.
Yeah, so now that doesn't happen, which is really good too, so
Yeah,
I
that's
like
true.
that.
That's true. Although Barrett still hogs the lightning and cure materia. I don't really need those anymore, but the ones he had, he still has them, and you can't access his stuff yet. I think
Okay.
you can't access him via menu until he really joins the party in second bombing mission, I presume.
Oh, okay.
Because now, yeah, I wanted to get the lightning material because I didn't have one. I had to buy one, so I could have saved like 500 gil if I had
Oh my
access.
god.
But yeah. Also,
Yeah.
this annoyed me. I bought lightning material and ice material because I had neither, and I never used ice. So okay, buy ice material. And then the next quest I did was to the west in the wastelands. And then do I find? An ice materia. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me once
uh,
too, where I bought a materia and that's the one that I ended up getting as a reward, so
yeah,
but it's fine. You can just give it to another
yeah,
character
sure.
or whatever and level 2 them up, right?
Yeah,
At the
it's not too
same
bad.
time,
Yeah,
but yeah, I do like the weapon upgrade system as well. I love that and I like that when you're unlocking the little crystals, it's just like stats for your overall character as well. It's just not like
yeah,
tied
that's true.
to the weapon,
It's
right?
tied to the weapon. Yeah. So if we switch weapon, the stats completely change too. What I also really like about the material and the weapon is that it says or it asks if you want to swap But if you don't swap, it stays there. So we can actually create material loadouts, like kind of predetermined equipment. Like you can use a sword that's magic focused and have more magic material on there, or a sword that's more attack focused and maybe
Mm-hmm.
equip deadly dodge and some other stuff on there that makes sense for more a melee attacker. And then you can just switch out depending on the monsters you fight. Maybe I'll do it.
Have you
Maybe not.
used that? I haven't used that. I've just been customizing the way that I want,
Oh,
but
okay.
I understand why it's there for people that don't want to think about any of that stuff,
Yeah,
right? They just
exactly.
go, "Oh, automatically put the best materia for this weapon," you know?
Yeah.
So, but I just like to choose the ones that I want.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Also,
But
the
I do
SP.
like, yeah, exactly, exactly. But the SP is tied to your level though too,
Yeah,
so you don't get SP unless you level up.
that's true.
And there's the more you level up, the more XP you need.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of like you really have to pick and choose which ones. And I haven't been doing that. I've just been unlocking every single crystal
Yeah, same.
for every like core.
Mm,
For every core, I always unlock each one.
mm.
So it's just whatever you want to do, but you can go to Chadley and reset your upgrades anyway.
Yeah,
But it costs, I think it costs Gil
yeah, I think
to
so
do
too.
that. I haven't done it yet, but it might be interesting to see maybe my next playthrough. I might do that, and then I'll only choose like really powerful ones from the more advanced nodes. But I think that in order to unlock the higher nodes too, you might even have to have a certain amount of the crystals for each core unlocked, maybe before it goes to the next level of.
I don't think
I'm not
so.
sure. The game doesn't even tell you this stuff. It doesn't
Um,
even tell you this stuff. I actually had to Google some of the stuff
okay.
because I didn't know that I got SP from leveling up.
Oh,
I thought you got SP from just doing battles, and my SP was at 1, and I'm doing so many battles. I'm like, why is my SP 1 for this weapon?
yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me. And also there was one time when I had 100% efficiency on my weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and I used it, and the ability from that weapon wasn't available on any weapon that I used. And I was like,
Seriously?
why?
That's
It was
weird.
like a bug or something.
Probably a bug
Yeah, I
because
didn't
it's supposed
understand.
when it's at 100%, it's supposed to be like the character should have learned this ability.
Yeah, exactly. It was weird. I don't know. I
Yeah.
was like, where is this ability? I was like, it's not from on the list. So
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. It was weird. Yeah.
But yeah, in the tutorial it said that you gain SP by leveling up, and when you gain SP, then the weapons level up, and when you level up, more cores get unlocked. This
Unlocked.
is
Yeah.
how it works for now. And I also
Yeah, I think
think
there's only 4 levels though. I think is there?
six, also, four,
Oh, is there?
five levels, but 6 cores, like you have on at level 1.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wait, or no, 6 levels. At level 1, you have 1, and then you can level up 5 times. So it has 5 segments, but you're at level 1 with no segment. So if you have all 5 segments full, then you're at level 6 and have 6 cores. Because
I hope there's like enemies that we can farm to gain like XP so we can level up and stuff because I
oh
really want
sure,
to
yeah,
unlock everything.
yeah, no,
I
just go
want to
for it, yeah.
unlock everything, and I don't know because I'm only in chapter 9, so I don't know what's in the future, but
No idea
I
either.
really want to be able to unlock like every single one of these abilities because I'm like, oh God, I'm like, I really want to unlock an extra materia slot,
Yeah, but I don't think you
you
can
know?
unlock all the nodes in all the cores in a weapon, because that's why the reskill thing, the reset comes into
Oh, really?
play.
You don't think that's going to be
I don't
possible?
think so, because you have only a limited amount of SP. There are apparently items. It's also said this in the tutorial that there are items that increase your SP. So unless you farm those, you probably won't be able to unlock all of them. I
Oh,
think it might, well, maybe for some for some weapons, but other weapons maybe not. It's just a
oh,
hunch I
okay.
have, so that you might have to pick and choose. And if you think, oh no, I have used up all the SP for the cheaper ones, for the lower cores, so I'll reset everything and then start unlocking all the skills from the higher tiered cores. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can unlock everything, but
I hope so, but if not, then
yeah,
yeah, you can. I would probably respec because
yeah,
I don't think that I'm doing it the right way
yeah.
right now by just unlocking every single node for every core. Like, if, like you said, SP is more like scarce,
Mm.
then shouldn't you just like hoard it and then just choose the strongest abilities, like the strongest nodes to unlock for each
Maybe,
core for
yeah.
the weapons? Like, because I usually I balance my characters. I just like unlock every single thing. So, but
I see.
anyway, I guess we'll find
We'll
out.
find out, yeah, I guess.
Also, some of the summons add stats, increase in
Yeah,
stats,
that's true. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah.
which they didn't do in the original, right? Like the summon
Though
materia.
I
Did
think
they add stats in the original?
summons and magic materia do increase and decrease. So like summons, I think decrease HP and increase MP, decrease strength and increase magic, same as all the magic materia, but much more. So if you have like uh, all 16 possible slots equipped with summon materia, this character will have barely any HP or probably full MP and barely any attack but full magic.
Okay.
Yeah, and the stronger the summon, the more the stats change.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So you really have to look at the
Yep,
stats that you're gaining
definitely.
and then equip that summon to the person that's going to benefit from it the most, basically
Yeah,
from the stats, right? Like you're
probably, yeah.
just not going to give it to anybody.
Mm.
So,
But here in the remake, from all the materials I got so far, none of them have minus points. They all only increase status points. Or how are they called again? Attributes? Yeah, attributes.
yeah. I can't remember if I think mine only gain or they don't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't think the DLC do anything. I think they
Oh,
just
they do increase. What was it again?
MP. I think some of them increase MP,
Something or vitality, not
HP.
magic or something. I'd have to check.
Okay.
I'd have to. I don't remember. They increase something, but not by much. Just by 1 or 2 or something. It's minor.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you just have choices here. You put 20 minutes grants you extra rewards by Jessie after she gives Cloud the healing material outside. So if you chose 20 minutes on the bomb, you mean?
Yeah. I didn't notice it myself, but I started watching Max Dude's playthrough, and
Okay.
he also noticed that this was new because in his playthrough this didn't happen. The one he could play from Square Enix, like this preview version.
Yeah.
And apparently someone in chat said, "Oh, it's because it shows 20 minutes. You got those extra
Okay.
stuff."
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, me neither. Because she went away, it popped up, and then immediately the summon tutorial popped up because I had the DLC summons. So
Okay.
that's why I missed it. But I went back to my footage and it was there, and it makes sense because in the demo you got this short little additional scene when it shows 20 minutes, but nothing else. So they needed to give you some reward in the full game. So I guess it's what was it? I think if you kill in the potion or ether, I don't remember. It's just 2 things worse. There were two things. And as we talked before, I theorized that when we decline Aerith's flower, we don't get to give it to Tifa, and she of course won't be putting it into a vase, I think. And also there's this, I completely forgot this. It's we can choose an outfit for Tifa when we're talking about this. I think she's proposing something like, "Oh, let's dress up and walk around the slums and celebrate and stuff." Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I chose exotic there. What did you choose?
Did you? Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm ridiculous because I chose sporty.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, "How is that any different than I
Yeah.
already look, silly?" And I was like, "Great, I just wasted my choice."
Yeah.
Great.
That's exactly
But
what I
looked-
thought.
because she is sporty, so I didn't want to give her something she's not comfortable
I
in
see.
because
Okay,
she's not used to having that style. So I just was like, "Oh, you're sporty, so I want you to get like a sporty outfit."
Yeah.
And she was like, how is that any different than I already look? And I was like, oh God, I've failed.
Yeah, you failed.
I've failed.
You
I'm
failed
not gonna
her.
be able to. I'm not gonna be able to date Tifa.
Yeah, out of the
Tifa's not
question.
gonna be my waifu.
No. No, I chose exotic, and I think she was a little bit surprised, but then was on board. I don't remember what she said exactly, but I think it was a good choice. And then was mature, and maybe she'll say something like, "Oh, I knew you're gonna choose that, huh?"
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's true,
I
yeah.
need to choose something different next time.
I was going to choose exotic, but
Oh,
then
okay,
and
I
I
see.
didn't want to choose like what's the other one you said? Mature. I didn't
Mature,
want to
yeah.
choose that.
Okay. I
So
almost chose mature, but then oh no, exotic. This is special. I want exotic. And yeah, I really hope that something like this happens, like in chapter 5 or 6, because I know chapter 7 is Airbuster stuff, but I don't think it will have any effect until Wall Market, and I think this affects her Wall Market dress. That's my prediction. And please don't say anything, not a word.
I'm not even at Wall Market yet.
All right, right. You're at.
I'm in chapter 9. I think I just started chapter 9
I
and it's not
see.
Wall
Okay, okay,
Market.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that's then it's good. You can't even spoil me even if you wanted to. That's good. But yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
something from there. And also there's this choice for Jessie, like where I am right now. You go to her apartment and she teases you like nothing. Just
You want to come over.
yeah, and that also you want to come over tomorrow night because my roommate isn't there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you can say no promises or not a chance or something like that. And I said no promises.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, does she mean at a point in time before or after the second bombing mission? Because it's after the mission, won't be happening for obvious reasons. But if it's before, I don't know, maybe. But then she closed the door, opened it again, psych, and then went back in and said, okay, she's just messing with me, I think. She's such
Yeah,
a
I went to
tease.
open her door again after she does that because it allows you to kind of explore after. And I was like, oh, maybe I want to go in right now.
Yeah.
So then I went to open the door, and I think Cloud like says to himself, he's just like, "What are you
Yeah, or
doing?"
not a
or
chance or
something like
something.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like I forget. Anyway, I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
Stop being a creeper.
Yeah. Just go home. And yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm directly in front of Cloud's apartment, and I theorized that next comes the scene with Tifa when they talk about promise stuff, and later probably the scene with all the Guardians of Fate we see in the Tokyo Game Show trailer. But don't say anything. But it's just what I think comes next.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I saw something too, like we talked about this before, but there's no reflection of Cloud in the mirror, and I was like, well, why didn't they put that inside of his little room?
Oh, I didn't
They like,
look at the mirror there.
yeah,
Is there
yeah,
no
there's no
reflection?
reflection
Oh,
in the mirror. Yeah, they
he's a
didn't even.
vampire
Maybe there is, but
or a ghost.
I'm just like, I hope they patch that stuff in. Anyways, so all of this stuff can be fixed with patches. So.
Yeah, of course, of course. I'm pretty sure they do. And by the time I'll start my second playthrough, I hope many of those errors, glitches, and stuff are fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'll probably just record myself playing so that I have the fixed footage. Because the footage I have now is at some points completely unusable because I can't really read what's on those posters.
Right.
So yeah, it's a bummer. But we've talked about this before.
It's the same thing with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't really read it, but
No.
yeah. So what about the music?
Oh yeah, the music. This is the last thing we cover before we stop, and we're already almost 2.5 hours. I knew
This always happens to us.
I knew 1 hour wouldn't be doing it. Because
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fine.
It's fine.
I'll edit like half of what we talked about. I'll just edit it out.
Yeah, just delete everything. Delete all the tangents. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. People probably want to hear us talk about every single detail.
Yeah. There are people that want both, I think. I
That's
think
true.
there's
That's
people
true.
that want to hear everything, and there's people that don't want to hear everything.
Yeah, they can either skip or just stop listening.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, what do you think the two times speed listening speed is
Yeah,
for on your device? Come on,
like
just
the
turn us on two times speed.
yeah chipmunk version.
I listen to ourselves on 1.5. Like, come on.
Okay, so it sounds pretty funny, I guess.
Yeah.
Although you can change it that the tonal height is still the same, but it's just faster.
That's what it is
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, but I can see why people would do it for
yeah.
sure.
That's true. All right, music, last one, and there are a few things I need to go into because it's it's so great. One I already mentioned is the Shinra theme, which emphasizes that Sector 8 is destroyed or devastated by Shinra. It's their fault. And there's also the Promised Land arrangement after the Sephiroth encounter, which makes the whole thing much more eerie, I think. It's
Mhm.
it's it's not the exact same track as for the one from Advent Children, but it's like more. It sounds more dark, more subdued, and it has those eerie high pitched noises in there. It's so harrowing. It's great. It's really makes you kind of feel with Cloud, and it also fits the environment because all the devastation all around, the people that are fearing for their lives, it's really well made. And also, I think I mentioned this before. Whenever the theme started playing, like the piano version, I just sat back, closed eyes, and enjoyed it. And yeah, it almost brought me to tears because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And same with Tifa's theme, and not the one that plays when you're approaching or entering Seventh Heaven and approaching her bar. It's when you actually sit down and have to drink with her. Then it starts playing with this saxophone thing, really, really smooth theme, and it's
Yeah,
so
I
beautiful.
agree.
Oh
It
man,
is awesome.
yeah, it's great. And also the battle track. Did I mention that battle track in Sector 8? It was just it pumped. It really was pumping, like the battle track in the G bike section, but it was even more pronounced. It's when you're in the
Yeah,
fight, it's like the more intense version, and when you're outside of the fight, it's still the same track, but the less intense version with less percussions and less, I think, guitar and stuff. But it's still it keeps the vibes going, keeps it going. You just feel like running through everything and slash the enemies. It really pumps you up. And yeah, I also love how they included the main theme, like the one that plays usually on the map, the overworld, the
mm-hmm.
original.
Yeah,
They placed it in the Sector 7 slums because at that point, this is kind of the overworld where you do quests and run around and listen to everything.
exactly.
It fits. It's really well made, well placed, I think. And I haven't counted yet, but I think there are probably over half a dozen renditions of the normal battle theme so far.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We joked around that there will be 77 renditions of the battle track. It's probably
Probably.
yeah, probably if you count all the different versions and the field and battle versions and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, there's one version that's just the bass line or something.
yeah, it could be.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
it is. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. It's
Also,
like do 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 do
yeah,
do
exactly. Yeah.
do, and it's just a piano going do 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 like that. But it's
Yeah.
so good because you're like exploring and it's dark and it's
Mm,
like creepy and it really gives that. But
yeah, exactly.
then when you go out and you get into a fight, then the strings come in. It's like and it's like so good. I'm like, oh my god, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Also, when you fight against Roche, it's also a new rendition of the boss battle track, which also sounds pretty cool and fits in pretty well.
Yes,
It's
yes,
so nice. And yeah, there's so many different ones. Also, there are a few new ones,
yeah.
and
I added this in this
Oh, that's
part.
yeah. I didn't.
That's
Yeah, I
me.
don't
I
remember
said
writing
there's
this.
one.
Yeah.
That's me. I said there's one that's like I don't know, has like electric violin, kind of reminds me of Blinded by Light, but that's the only new one that I can remember
I
that I've
see.
heard
I
so
see.
far
Okay.
since I've played that's playing a lot that you hear that's not just mixed in with like an old
Ah,
unless it's
okay.
an older song that I don't
Is it
recognize
in
that's
Sector
mixed
7?
in.
Is it in Sector 7?
I don't remember. I just
Because
remember hearing it and it's just like a song and it's like but it's I don't know.
okay.
Anyway, yeah, but it's really good. I like it.
There's a new song playing in Sector 7 after you meet Biggs and Wedge in the Neighborhood Watch. There's a new one that plays, and this keeps playing for a while you do side quests and also while you're outside in the west in the wilderness. And then
Okay.
it turns to a battle theme of the same song when you're battling, and it could be this one, but I don't remember if there are any violins. And no, I was focusing on the battles.
Yeah. All I have to say is Under the Rotting Pizza.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard
We
that
talked
was pretty
about
cool.
this,
Yeah,
but oh my god, it's so good.
yeah,
It's so
I'm looking forward to
good.
that.
There's it's so good.
Yeah.
And there's another one as well. I forget the name of it, but they updated it and
Mhm.
it's got like trap elements to
Oh,
it where
okay.
they've sped it up and it's got like beat like electronic sounding, kind of like the G-Bike segment, right?
Oh,
When
I
you're
see.
like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like really fast and upbeat and it's got
Mhm.
synthesizers and stuff in it and like electric guitars, but there's one, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. I was like playing it last night. I didn't want to stop playing it because I
Because of the
was loving
music.
it so
Yeah, yeah.
much, right?
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It is. Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to hearing all the music because as soon as I finish, I'll try to order the special edition 8-disc soundtrack. I want it all.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have a CD player to listen to it on, so I was hoping that it was going to be on Spotify,
Right,
but
right, that's true. Yeah.
it probably won't be. It probably won't be.
Eventually, probably it will because. But the old ones are all on Spotify, I think. Even Final Fantasy 15, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not quite sure. Well,
Mhm.
I hope they will release a digital only version where you can like download lossless tracks or something.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I'm not holding my breath for that one. I still
Mhm.
have a CD drive here, like a Blu-ray drive, which also reads CDs, so I can just
Oh
put them in,
nice.
and rip them down to my hard drive because I never use CDs anymore. I only listen to
Yeah.
MP3s.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I'm doing. But I want to buy it because I want to support them because this is such a great soundtrack. I want to pay them for their work.
Yeah. It's like the mini CD soundtrack that came with the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Like they should have just gave us a download code so we can download the tracks, but I don't have
Yeah.
a CD player and I don't have a CD-ROM drive, so I
Right,
can't
right.
rip those. So I don't
I have it digitally
I
anyway.
haven't listened to them.
I have it digitally anyway, but I hope they give us an option to export it to like an external hard drive.
Yeah, because yeah, exactly, because it's part of the digital deluxe, but you
Yeah.
can't you can't like take it off of the out of your hard drive, right?
I think it's like a separate application, same as for the art book, and in other
Okay.
like for Detroit, I also had the deluxe edition or something, which had an art book there, or was it Tomb Raider? One of those had an art book, and there was an option to like copy files to an external hard drive, and I plugged it in, copied over everything, and now I have all of those images on my hard drive on the computer.
Hmm.
So it's nice. I really hope they added the same feature for the art book, the digital art book, and the digital mini soundtrack, because I don't really need them on my PS4. Why? I have my
Yeah.
PS4 for playing games. I don't want it to fire it up just to listen to those few tracks. I want to include those in my track lists or playlists.
Yeah, exactly. There's some themes too that were released on the PSN. Did you download the themes? The PS4
Um,
themes for the remake? Because there's two themes. There's a Midgar theme and there's one where they're standing at the edge,
right.
basically,
Oh,
after
right.
the
The one the when you're standing at the edge of Midgard. That's when you
Mhm.
pre-ordered it, or no, if I played or downloaded the demo before March 11th, I think I did that. So I
Yeah,
need to get this one. Yeah.
it's kind of hidden. Like when you go to the game, when you put the
Oh,
game
right.
disc in
Yeah.
or whatever, you just press down on the D-pad and it
Right.
shows you like,
Yeah.
here's the downloadable things like add-ons.
Yeah,
It's there.
true.
There's two. You just click two things. I'm just telling you because I spent forever in on the PSN store,
Oh
like
no, you don't find crap
searching.
there. No.
I was searching. I was typing in like Final Fantasy VII Remake themes, and nothing was coming up.
Okay, interesting.
So anyway, I found it. And they actually have a $30 digital deluxe upgrade if you bought the standard edition.
Oh,
you
cool.
can just pay $30
Yeah.
by itself and then upgrade it later, which I thought was really cool. I didn't even know. You have to kind of same thing. You have to kind of do some investigating to kind of find that option.
I see. Okay. Huh.
But for people that didn't buy it that want to buy it later, you can just pay $30 to upgrade your edition, which is good. You don't have to like go out and then buy like a full-fledged digital deluxe edition again.
Yeah, that would be stupid. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I started to only go via the game's menu to the add-ons because you don't really find anything useful in the PSN. So the search function in PSN store it's crap, honestly. That's why if I want to download stuff for a game, I just select the game, press down, and your downloads or your content, I think, says, and that's what you have or what you can download for yourself or have like redeemed or stuff. And then there's more, just DLC, and you can go there and download or buy anything you want. It's just in one place, and you shouldn't miss anything. And I also think those themes are like tied to your account and to your downloads so that they can verify that you are eligible to get those, like if you downloaded the demo before March 11th. And that's probably why you have to go over the game in the menu, like via the games to select it. I don't think they're just there in the store, because then they can't. Yeah, although they might be able to verify this via the account, but I don't quite know how it works. I'm no PSN expert.
Well, when you go into the store, there's an option where you can just press themes on the left-hand side, and then I click themes, and it's divided into dynamic and static themes, I think, or something like that. But it wasn't even coming up. Even when I go filter by game or something, it wasn't even showing up. So it's like the index like hadn't updated because I guess they just released the themes.
I see.
When the game came out, but anyways.
Yeah. I'll download them later.
Yeah, you should. They're really beautiful. I have both on there. I usually use them on rotation, but it plays Aerith's theme, the one with the pink background.
Oh, nice. Like,
the Edge of Midgar plays Aerith's theme, and then the Midgar one plays the battle theme, like those who fight.
Oh, nice, cool. I probably use that one.
Yeah,
because that will fire me up right away when I start the PS4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us again today. It's another long one, but you know what? It's totally worth it because we talked a lot about a lot of the spoilery things from Chapter 1 to Chapter 4. And also we gave our thoughts. So we're super excited to hear what your guys' thoughts and opinions are about the game as well. So here's some things that we're working on in the future. So our up and coming episode we have, which will be next weekend, actually, we'll be recording. So it'll be available next Tuesday. That'll be a pre-review of the game. Hopefully we'll have Robin back on from Potter E Pixelar podcast. And then our episode on May 5th will feature a complete spoiler cast episode for the game. We're hoping that we'll have some other people on the podcast for that episode as well. Hopefully Soldier will have some other people from the community on. So lots of stuff coming in the future, lots to look forward to, and we can't wait to share that with you guys. And we hope that you guys are enjoying the game and as much as we have enjoyed it. All right, guys, so if you have any questions or if you have any suggested topics that you would like us to cover in up and coming episodes, you can write them in our suggested topics or questions channels in our Discord server. Okay, so we do have a Discord server. you can join us there. And the Discord server link is always posted in the description of the episodes on any of the podcast platforms that you guys use. So where can we be reached? We can be reached by email at thereunionpodcast@gmail.com, thereunionpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter. It's @reunion_podcast. It's @reunion_podcast. We also have a Facebook page. It's @reunion podcast. And we do have a YouTube channel. It's the Reunion Podcast, and we post our episodes there, and we'll be posting any special video content that we do in the future. We do have an Instagram account. It's @thereunionpodcast. And Vyzz, did you want to drop your social media for Cosmo Canyon Observatory?
Yeah, sure. It's Cosmo Canyon Observatory on YouTube. For my full playthrough videos, it's Cosmo Canyon Universe on YouTube. And Twitter account is @cc_universe. Observatory, @cc_observatory. And our Discord is also called Cosmo Canyon Observatory. And an invite link is in each video description and also on among the banner links on the YouTube channel, so you can't miss it.
All right, guys. So once again, thank you so much for joining us for another episode today. This is Kairosis here from the Reunion Podcast signing off. All the best to you guys. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.
Bye, guys.
Bye.